That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my
Brian Morton hired a hitman to get me
balls keep telling me to let
in Minecraft.
Just let me
Yeah.
Keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Yeah, broadcasting live from the heart of Europe. This is the most badass YouTube broadcast in all the known land. The original. Only. Shot from the point. When's the Low Call podcast? Is today Wednesday?
Today is Tuesday.
I think I'm recording tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I haven't heard from Keen whether he likes it or not, so I've had no, like, I don't know why the first episode wasn't released. Maybe, I personally, I think we got to hang out, all three of us. But why you want to hang out with the guys making funny all the time, too?
Yeah.
The other problem with hanging out all the time is getting along with everybody. I can't do my job, you know. And so far, shockingly, dealing with Wings has been extremely pleasant. So I'm really gonna have to be an exceptional prick, you know. Wings very professional.
Oh, so I've heard. Yeah.
What do you want to do? When do you want to do it? Let me work with you. Don't worry about this. Got that. Don't worry about it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, no, he gets up in the morning and fucking gets dressed and gets ready and goes to the local cow factory to, you know, work his 8 hours.
To get milked.
Yeah. Clocks in, clocks out.
Something going on there.
I'm gonna milk these cows.
Where...
Yeah. They're also taking digs at each other. I didn't know how to take that.
That's funny.
I don't know. Like Wing said something. Did you take your girlfriend out for ice cream? I giggled.
That's kind of fun.
Hey, tonight, again, there's going to be no after show. If you notice, we did a stream. Really working on putting out more content. Tyrone's been working on me to do this kind of... it probably won't be as good. Sort of wavy web surf on a different lolcow. Don't mention who it is. I want to surprise them.
Sure.
As maybe a quickie video, something like that. I want to start doing stuff like that. I think what we should turn into is like a history, internet history, because the internet sucks now. You know.
Oh yeah.
Real smart of Maddox to go after one of the most beloved internet history guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really repaired his reputation, and everybody thinks the lawsuit was like a lot more reasonable than it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That
The redemption arc was great. Hey, why don't I just go after Justin Wang? That'll work.
If you gave me a list of people prior to this that like they gave me like, here's videos that nobody would ever dare make a video on. Justin might be 2 behind. No, it'd be 1 ahead of Mudahar, because Mudahar's had a few videos made on him.
Yeah. Well,
Mudahar, I think Wavy.
Yeah.
And Legless over here. No.
Half the video isn't even about Justin Wang. It's about like Asterios Kokonos anyway. It was just using his name and so he could swing it at Asterios.
I'm gonna swing, yeah. So I'm gonna swing it at Asterios. Hey, did Asterios give a flying fuck? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think
lawsuit's all over and Asterios won. So
yeah, I think Asterios was like, I bet it was a big laugh for him, because I can't imagine like the stress he went through over that.
yeah, he got fired from his job by Maddox, impersonating a fake journalist called Heather S. He got him fired from this job. So like he had to like start a Patreon, and that's realistically why Asterios went full time to begin with. He wasn't big enough. He was just forced by Maddox suing him.
Yeah, wild. What's his name was happy about Asterios getting in trouble? Andy Signor.
No.
Andy Signor says Asterios is the only guy that really deserved to be canceled.
Why is that?
He wished that cactus would hug back and choke him to death.
What the fuck?
I'm like, you got to be a big fucking Andy Signore fan to know what the fuck that meant. Or he's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Cactus. He hugged the cactus, bro.
Hug the cactus. Cactus gave him a 1-2. No, Pat.
He dropped that project, huh? He was like, "Fuck, I'm getting views."
He
from
had
fucking
some.
Amber Heard
Yeah, I
and
know.
Johnny Depp.
I know.
He's like, "Fuck that channel."
He's kind of meant for YouTube, hanging out with Johnny Depp.
I mean, when he was doing his Screen Junkie stuff, he was like hanging out with The Rock and shit.
Yeah, he got screwed. I remember telling him, it's funny, like, and I know he didn't, because he's like, who the fuck are you? You're not famous. Like, everybody's a prick. Treat them like that, and they won't let you down. And I was like hint, hint, hint. Watch what you say around Jeremy and who's the guy turned on him? Mundane Matt.
Yeah.
I had a real low opinion of Jeremy that time, lower than normal. I don't think Jeremy's only been screwed. I'd never seen him screw anybody, actually.
Yeah.
He's not the screw job type. He's the say something stupid and get out of it type. But yeah, Monday Matt turned on him. And I know why Monday Matt, because he's a fucking political hack. And if you get, whether you agree with the guy or not, if you get attention from, because initially, I don't think it's the case anymore, by the way. Initially, Andy was getting a lot of love from the far right, because he was so unfairly canceled. There's still people. Somebody did a video on me. Don't mention who they are. Fuck them. Just not even like this past summer. Because I supported Andy Signore or some shit like that. It was a different issue that I peripherally knew about, but what I was talking about was the woman that screwed him, and I guess there's another person that's screwed with him, who I think is full of shit as well, strangely enough, because I looked into the case after the fact. And she tried to turn what I was saying about the girl that he got in trouble with was her, which I didn't say. But after looking into it, I still believe Andy. So there you go. I'm supporting a terrorist.
The person you're talking about has a massive hate boner for Andy Signore. So.
Yeah, she tried to time me.
Like,
tried to make me a sex creep because I stuck up for Andy years ago. I wasn't even sure. I guess I could talk about this public. Andy, I guess he whacked off and sent it to a chick or something like that.
Yeah, I guess he like had a little fun. And yeah, I guess he sent it to.
And because Andy doesn't listen to me, shocking, the girl turned against him and acted like it was like a rape attack or some shit like that.
Yeah, bro, can't trust women on the internet.
Can't trust women to show them your ding dong. What kind of world we
live
in?
If you're Andy Signore, you should never send Andy Signore's fucking cock to someone, because that's going to be used by anyone. If she ever tells anyone.
Yeah, I'd use it just for laughs. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny.
I did it to Doofy. Tommy Vasily, you want to be a hipster? No, I'm trying not to smoke. I fell off the wagon, Medine.
This is why you should be able to delete stuff.
Didn't Andy get originally fucked over though? Like day 2 of Me Too.
Yeah, the best part. It's
almost right after Weinstein.
It's almost comical. It's like it was the first guy. Was what's his face is in prison now?
Harvey Weinstein.
And he was the second guy. I mean, and Harvey Weinstein and Andy Signore are like light years apart.
Yeah. There was this over.
It's not funny, but it's like
there was this overcorrection that happened after Weinstein, where everybody just was rabid and going after people. Like even this guy named Adam Blampe, who did What Culture Wrestler. Yeah. He got fucking taken down, but all he did was like text a couple girls. Like,
really? I thought he was cheating his wife.
He was cheating on his girlfriend, but all he did was like he texted, but all of it was text, and he didn't like. Yeah, so he
landed on his feet though too. The What Culture guys, those guys are douchebags.
Yeah.
You know what? I was happy that guy got nailed because he was always like they'd always sneak up some fucking woke horseshit in What Culture. and like back in the day when wrestling was very misogynistic. Fuck you! You were watching it too. You act like you're better. Don't act like you're better than me. I love watching Stacy Cabler's head get dunked in a fucking in a mop thing, whatever they call them.
And then there was Aziz Ansari. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, but that's the first one that backfired.
Yeah,
everything up to Aziz was.
It took a bit to backfire.
People looking into it. It was just a bad date.
Yeah, bad date.
I mean,
yeah,
put a one in the chat if you've ever had like I've had. It's happened to me, and it feels crappy. You have sex with somebody, or you have it just doesn't. You have no sexual chemistry, and it does. It feels like somebody raped you. You know, I mean,
not only was it a bad date, the woman thought it was just a bad date, and the reporter went ahead. This is how I remember it. The reporter went ahead with the story without the woman's consent, I think. So yeah,
was that true? I don't know if that's true.
I think something like that happened.
Yeah. But I think she was saying, the way I remember it, she was saying it was something akin to rape, but she described a bad date. You know, it's like, yeah, and then he asked me to blow him, and I did, and I felt awful about it. Really? You're not a grown up? You know?
Yeah, well, that sounds familiar.
We were just talking about, remember when Bobak said he had sex with a stinky girl?
Yes.
I'm not saying that ever happened to me or it didn't happen to me, but like Bobak's not smart enough to just like, oh God. It's like, I had to jump out of a girl's apartment, jump out of a floor window once. I was so ashamed of myself.
Amazing.
Oh, I literally did. She said, I remember she said to me, why'd you put your sneakers in my bathroom? And I wanted to say, because I think I can make the jump. And I did. And I will never, ever, ever tell you any more about that situation than that. And then I was such a fucking, because I hadn't been getting laid. I went back to the bar and told everybody, hey, I got laid. But I would never tell them who it was or how it went down or like, oh God, you know. I just needed some fucking dopamine high fives at the bar. And then she was a pig. God. But don't tell her. God.
Amazing.
Never say. Yeah, it's funny, ain't it? Oh, don't act like it never happened to you. French man.
Well, I never had to jump out of a fucking window. But
I never.
You would have jumped out the window. You would have risked your life.
Yeah.
I weighed a lot less back then. I only weighed like 160 pounds.
Yeah, I was just in the trailer.
How high the window is. I mean,
There's a floor.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay.
It was a floor. One floor.
Yeah. No, I was just in a
nice
trailer.
grassy patch at the bottom.
Oh,
I just had to do I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Sleep.
No, but I had to go back in for more, and I just didn't want to. I wonder if she told her girlfriends. Hey, we went to take a leak, and I thought he was going to wash
She
up.
just fucking left.
Oh, no, it's not that. I turned on the shower, too, to act like I was in there. So, like, what the fuck is he doing in there? So, it probably gave me leaving the shower on. I figured give me 20, 50 minutes. And I was somewhere in New Jersey where I didn't know. And I literally went to, it's not like around here either. I was like, is there any New Jersey transit saying? And the guy goes, it's 5 miles up the road. And I was like, well, get going.
What if she had fallen asleep?
It took me 4 or 5 hours, like 4 hours, 3.5 hours to walk the 5 miles, and then it's a true story.
What if she had fallen asleep with the shower on? The shower going for 8
Be
hours.
like that guy, and I thought about that. Like when I was watching, what was the sequel to The Shining?
The sequel to The Shining?
Yeah, you never saw that? It's Mr.
Dr. Sleep?
Dr.
Or
Sleep.
whatever?
Yeah, it's scene where he keeps waking up and the dead baby and like, you left us. Yeah, I had dreams and she's like, because you know. I still wouldn't have told anybody. Jesus. I thought you could float. All right, today on the menu is our first kind of old school drama. I was going to do the Scares Destiny thing, and we're definitely doing it tomorrow. I got, what's his name's going to find it for me? Core Master. We found it before, then we unfound it, and then we're probably going to found it again. So tomorrow we're going to do some old school 2016 drama, and I think we're going to do a lot more of that when we think about it, just kind of revisit old stuff. Because, well, let's face it, this format is very tired. So we're going to do what Disney does. We're going to reimagine. And I stole that from What's-His-Face. but it'll be fun and it won't be woke. So there you go. But today on the menu, Primink, who is the new Colossus Clays, he never makes videos, put out a video. The YouTuber,
3 years.
It's been 3 years, really?
3 years, yep.
And I've had a rocky relationship with Primink. We're good now and been for a couple years. But I never doubt his talent, man. Yeah, he's got over 1 million in there. So I thought, I don't know anything about this video. I remember at least one of the first dramas we covered on Baited. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to see his take on it. He's got a very dry sense of humor. He's exceptionally talented editor and exceptionally funny. And I generally like him, and I think he likes me now. I think he gets me now. He thought I was just a mean old man. Oh, is there an intro song that I can't listen to? Oh, fine. Save Matt Pitt. Guys, I'm trapped in Tommy's basement. Help.
What the fuck?
Hi, Jeff.
I hope this is not fucking... Okay. I don't know who that is.
What the
Who is
fuck?
she? Yeah. I don't know. This is the video that's in it. I'm worried about...
Oh, can you share your screen, Tommy?
Yeah.
One through all these
Oh, boy. I can't wait to get fucking a load of this. So I imagine he did hard work. It was such an odd thing to pick. So here we go, everybody. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and bow.
Baby, where did you go? Where are you?
Just tell us you're safe, please.
I don't know. He's just gone. Like,
I really wish Primink would come back.
Primink.
So sad.
I didn't die. Hello, this is Scary, and I'm sweating. So I was gone for legitimate reasons, and I'm not supposed to talk about them, or allowed, I think. I don't know what I'm allowed to do.
Really?
So I'm not gonna mention
We
it.
know anything about him getting sued?
Nope.
I'm gonna find out about that. That's what I do.
Interesting. Yeah. This is the
Hold
first
on.
I'm hearing about this, to be honest.
There we go.
But what I can tell you is I bought a plant and I named him Frank, and he's a little cutie patootie. Anyways, I have a video here. It was hard
Gay! Go
to
ahead.
make because I forgot how to edit and script and do most things. But I drank a lot of coffee and I cried a little, and I kind of like how it turned out. This is a story about one of the biggest mysteries on the internet. I hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, so today I went on my Facebook and asked you guys some questions. What is your favorite day? Why? I love you too. My favorite day of the week is Thursday.
Fans fear for Marina's safety due to really bizarre behavior on her YouTube channel.
So for all you ladies and men out there, I actually seriously recommend that you become vegan.
Is Marina Joyce okay?
She is adorable. Big eyes.
What is going on?
Number one, I haven't changed. And you've all got this impression
Deji banged her, though. Ugh.
that I've changed.
Wait, what?
Well, he dated her for a while, so I assume he banged her. Maybe they were. Maybe they didn't do that. Yeah. I assume.
I didn't even
his
know
girlfriend.
about fucking...
Was I supposed
he
to say?
dated
Yeah,
her, so-
yeah.
Oh, I know Drew knew her, right? I know Drew hung out with her and stuff.
Drew's a model. He probably did bang. I don't say. I don't know that. I'm saying.
Hey.
No, I think Deji's girl. Yeah, it was because when Comedy Shorts Gamer called in to shop from the point the one time, I asked, so how's your ex-girlfriend doing? It's like, it's all right, bud. Yeah, that's not a secret. It's not a secret.
She had
Like, Jesus Christ, I got to remember shit from 2016 I'm not supposed to say now. Jeez, I can barely keep my mouth shut as it is. Jesus.
some visible bruising.
Why you
She started
scum
acting
high?
really bizarrely.
Was she kidnapped? Was she being abused? Was she on drugs? Some people are saying she got kidnapped.
Dear Marina, I know that you're sad. The tears run down your face. You think about how painful it is to feel
Any pictures what she looks like now?
this way.
She made like a recent video, maybe like a year or so ago.
She cute still?
She looks all right. Yeah, she looks all right. She doesn't. She still looks like out there, you know, like she's on Venus.
10 years ago, a British teenager named Marina
She
Joyce
made a video from
created
13 days
a
ago.
YouTube
2 weeks
channel.
ago.
This is something new.
I don't like the paint on her eyes, but I like her eyes.
Anyway, hi, my name
I'm an anti-makeup guy. Does that sound
Well,
weird?
that was the style back then. Too.
Yeah, I don't like it.
name's Marina Joyce. What's your
Her
name?
videos were what you'd
Wow, she's totally normal there.
expect from that period. She had skits, tutorials, stories, a little bit of everything. But something about Marina's channel seemed to stand out to people because her
She wasn't an ugly British girl.
Channel grew pretty fast, reaching 600,000 followers.
Be a lot more. It has like 1 million back then.
She was quirky and emo, and I think back then on YouTube, that was kind of the thing to be. You had all these weird emo people running the place, and guess what? They all turned out to be weird emo people.
I'm glad Primink's back. Guess what? Big surprise.
Me to kiss you? How can I resist?
Now you're wondering why I'm interested in this young teenage girl, and you know that's a valid question. But it's because
maybe she was kidnapped, abused, taking drugs to cope with the trauma. Maybe, I don't know.
6 years after creating her channel, Marina will become the center of one of the biggest mysteries on YouTube. It's 2016, the year of female Ghostbusters.
That's how I remember the year.
I have a cat.
Oh yeah,
It's a dog. His name's my cat.
Your dog's name is my cat?
And Mike Hat.
This movie actually wasn't that bad. You guys are just hating.
Really?
Oh, fuck off.
Is it that bad? I never saw. I wouldn't see it. I was kind of
I
protesting.
never watched it. I don't want to watch it.
Well, you can't say fuck off that. I mean,
I watched it when AVGN told me not to watch it, to be honest, but I pirated it anyway.
Oh, I love the way AVGN did it. He did it. He did so craftably. I'm like, no, I just want the original guys. And like, what he really wanted to say, I'm not watching those bitches.
Yeah,
it's guaranteed to suck.
At the start of the
year, everyone's only going to refer to this as like the women's ghost.
You know what? I bet there was a way to do that where it worked. And if Bill Murray and all them had come back and done one thing or two, it might have worked. But they were clearly shoving an agenda down their throat, so it backfired. And that was a sequel that the people really wanted. I mean, when Ghostbusters, came out, Ghostbusters. It made money, but I mean that should have been $1 billion movie.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and when Afterlife came out, which is not a bad flick. I watched it with my kid recently. It's fun. Watching my son's reaction. They got old. She looks like the kind of girl that would call her ex to get dirt on you when she finds out something fake. That's not what I hear. I hear she's a nice girl.
I think there should have never been another Ghostbusters.
That's what. Well, Bill Murray got roped into doing the second one. Because I guess it was a contract he did not want to do. He wanted to leave it alone. It probably shouldn't.
Well, I like the second one myself, but
same movie over.
I like the bad guy.
Vigo sucked. He's dead. You know.
Yeah, he was a fucking psycho.
Vigo's dead, and the guy that played the guy who brought him in, the painting guy. I think they're both dead.
Here, everything seemed
I think they're both dead. Yeah.
normal. Marina was a little older and a little less emo. We saved one, thank the Lord. But as the months go on, Marina's personality begins to change.
What is your favorite day? Why? I love you too. My favorite day of the week is Thursday, and it's because ever since a child, I just always loved the day Thursday.
Now at first, the changes were
It's kind of emo. It's an emo band, Thursday, from New Jersey.
very subtle. She started repeating herself, and her body movements became almost robotic. But as time went on, the changes became more noticeable.
That could be.
So for all you ladies and men out there, I actually seriously recommend
She stopped looking into the camera. I always liked that confused look she had. Her body was like of a YouTuber, like, and then she's like, "I'm feeling so happy today, and things are so wonderful," and it is like this confused look.
Explaining things.
Had a girlfriend maybe watch. It was painfully unfunny. Director expected actors to improv on majority of the scenes. A bunch of people that aren't. I heard one of them was cool. The one that played the Egon type character. I heard she was like the best one.
you become vegan. And also the vegan products out there are really good for your skin, so you should actually...
Oh, and by the way, what I meant to say about Ghostbusters Afterlife is that was a hit, but it wasn't the hit it should have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mostly because the guys aren't in it a long time, but they're in it, and they tied it up real nice, And there's still a little wokeness in there,
Yeah, people just expected it after the Ghostbusters, which are just called Ghostbusters, like the remake, with the one with the women. It was like, oh, I don't want to watch Ghostbusters anymore. The franchise already been ruined, so just don't give it another chance.
It's a story about working class guys, and it connects with people, both men and women, on so many levels. And this was basically fuck you to that, It was anti-bureaucracy. There's a lot of political stuff in there. You could almost call it. That's another thing. Is like I remember National Review, the famous conservative magazine. I think it was top 10 on conservative movies because of the scene with the when the EPA tries to shut them down.
to getting vegan products because they're really nice for your skin and they're really healthy for your skin. So I recommend them highly for your
Like she's staring at me, like I almost look like she's like, don't sit next to me at the bar kind of look.
skin.
This weird behavior goes on for months, and some of Marina's viewers at the time begin to notice and start leaving comments out of concern. Now Marina sees these comments and decides to address these concerns in a Q&A video.
Number one, I haven't changed. And you've all got this impression that I've changed. And it's actually all because of all the dislikes and stuff, which I know that you're like, oh, she's changed because of all these dislikes. But I just want to let you know that I haven't changed.
It's heroin. No, I'm just kidding.
Reminds me of when I'm like in the shower and I'm arguing with myself. You know, do you guys do that? Yeah, we were right in that situation. No, you weren't right. You're dumb. Yeah, but okay, you know what? Marina tries to assure her audience that she is fine, but in reality, she looked the worst she has ever been. She was repetitively rambling and seemingly on the brink of tears. And she blames all of the concerned comments on a clickbait thumbnail she did a while back. Now, I couldn't find the thumbnail, but apparently it's a censored cock. Is that allowed to be said? I'm talking about the animal. Chill. Look at these cute little cocks running around. Now, clearly, the explanation she gave didn't make any sense. And at this point, the concern...
His fake laugh is really good. It sounds real. You know that? Because I'm sorry. I know how to make these videos. It's like you do like 50 takes and he's like, oh, I want to laugh after that. But he does it like seamlessly. Because you can't do it... Like, I know you do more than one take and you want to keep the Primink giggles in there.
Was growing rapidly.
You need the Primink. I mean that as a Primink fan. I consider... By the way, I'm not like here to fuck with him. I consider myself a fan. He's amazing. And I know Nick respects him a lot too.
With every new video she posted, the comments began to get more and more filled with people confused with what was going on. Her entire personality changed in the span of a few months, but Marina continued uploading like nothing was happening. All of this concern reaches a breaking point when Marina uploads a now deleted video.
And thankfully, just in time for the Baited podcast.
Did y'all do an episode on it?
Yeah, I think we did. Or we talked about it at least. Yeah, I think we did.
Fit ideas.
Hey guys, so today I'm advertising Style You and I'm advertising their clothes. So this is me just advertising their clothes and yeah, I love you guys so much.
On the surface, this video was a normal sponsored ad, but when you look closer, some very concerning things begin to stand out. For one, when Marina was showing her outfits, you can clearly see her arms are covered in bruises. Then, during the video, you can see
That's right, heroin.
someone off camera directed Marina where to stand, which this was very odd because Marina's channel had always just been her by herself or with some friends, and now someone is behind the camera directing her. The most concerning thing happens at the start of the video. The camera pans down to show Marina's dress, and a faint whisper could be heard, and it sounds like Marina saying, "Help me." 2 days after this video was released, an anonymous fan posted a long article documenting all of the changes that have been taking place to Marina, and they claimed that Marina was possibly being held hostage or kidnapped and in
so the fans did this. Shocking.
Yeah.
Serious danger. This post finally broke the dam, and this is when Marina Joyce became one of the biggest mysteries on the internet.
Fans fear for Marina's safety.
Is Marina Joyce okay? What is going on?
She had some visible bruising.
Was she kidnapped? Was she being abused? Was she on drugs? Some people are saying she got kidnapped.
Within days, the Marina story became widespread news. Hashtag Save Marina Joyce was trending #1 on Twitter. Marina's channel gained 1 million subscribers, and her videos gained 50 million views practically overnight. It's kind of hard to portray how big this was. I remember when all this stuff came out, I was a child and I was reading.
Shut up.
Fuck,
asshole.
all the tweets.
I was a child. I was watching Baited. Oh yeah, it was a great time.
I wasn't even 40 yet.
Watching all the videos, and I was just thinking, hey guys, why aren't we helping this girl out? Clearly, something's wrong. Someone needs to do something. I can't. I have a bedtime, but, you know, someone, come on, do something. Now, the odd thing is that when this was all blowing up, Marina Joyce was completely silent on the topic for days. And instead, she was tweeting some very strange things. If you want to party with me, question mark, winky face heart, tweet me now if you want to party with me, smiley face. I'll put details out for where to meet soon for the day. Meet me.
He's gonna Bobak's in trouble if he changes his fucking style.
At Bethnal Green at 6:30 a.m. if you would like to join partying with me at that event. I don't know what that's called. That's some weird thing, probably. I don't know. Bring a friend. Bring a friend so you don't get lost. And then she posted a link to a Facebook event. The issue with these tweets is that the event that she linked to wasn't on that day, and it wasn't at 6:30 a.m. So to put this all into perspective,
what?
Bethnal Green? There's a fucking lyric. Oh, wait, I just tied the reference back to Deji because there's a lyric in one of fucking the Sidemen diss videos at Deji where it's like, now some of you might know what I mean when I know you met your ex at Bethnal Green.
Oh, yeah, so that's direct. That's directed.
Yeah, I just realized that
now. Oh, jeez. August 2017, the city convened. We had one of the news members just sent us a picture with Marina.
Oh yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
Everyone on the internet is convinced that Marina has been kidnapped, and instead of posting,
I don't think fucking Keemstar was
a simple video showing that she's fine, she or whoever is running the account.
Let's just say we knew what was going on. We couldn't say anything because we weren't it wasn't like confirmable.
Is trying to get everyone to go to an event that doesn't exist. Now, people got scared that these tweets were some kind of trap done by Marina's captors to get a lot of people in one place to harm them. Calm down, people. And tweets started being made about calling the police to do a welfare check on Marina. Marina sees these tweets and she responds with, "No, don't call the police. That's absolutely ridiculous of you to do." Frowny, sad face. And then she replies to that, "Sorry for the angry face. I didn't mean to do that." Sad face. "I'm just extremely upset with you for suggesting that." Cry face, heart. This... So in short, the cops get called. And honestly, I don't blame anyone. Because
I seem to remember that people were...
This is a massive overreaction. What?
I seem to remember people were speculating that it was like some sort of terrorist thing as well.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah.
Wild stuff right here. Officers
and I believed it.
Visited YouTube user Marina Joyce. She is safe.
Like Primink has an excuse. He was like 16, you know.
Yeah.
And well. So the cops visit Marina's house and they confirm that she wasn't in any immediate danger. She wasn't kidnapped. She wasn't being held hostage.
That's where she hid her drugs when the cops came over.
But the story doesn't die here. People began questioning if the cops' Twitter account was real, which that was pretty dumb. Or they thought that maybe Marina looked fine to the police, but
what she did, she just told her she said something like racist. Then they would have been out of there. They were over there in a finger snap.
Was actively still in danger, which honestly, that's a fair point. So in the following days, Marina ends up going on a bunch of interviews to try and clear up what was happening.
Hey guys, I'm totally fine.
You know, the funny part is I'm old enough to remember that fucking the SL58 Super.
Right, everyone's just a bit confused.
This literally sounds like a hostage video. Hey guys, I'm doing fine here. Kidnapped? What? What are you talking about? I'm just chilling here.
And I just want to explain that everything's okay and I'm doing okay and I love you guys and you guys are so important to me. Thank you for all the love and support and I know that I'll never be in danger because of you guys.
In these interviews, she explained that the bruises on her arms were from falling in the woods, which I guess that could make sense, but why is she in the woods? I don't know. Is she a werewolf or something?
Well, she lives in England. No, could be woods nearby. Actually, she lives in London. What's she doing in the woods? Good point.
Who knows? Apparently, the person pointing and directing her in the video is actually her mom. And also, the help me sound was supposedly also her mother trying to direct her. Now, these explanations are all good.
That makes perfect sense to me. Call me crazy.
Yeah.
And dandy. But what she doesn't explain is the changes in her personality.
People have noticed that you've been like repeating words a lot in your videos. Is that just because you just do that a lot now, or you know what's going on with that?
I don't know. I just don't know. I just maybe because I do that naturally. I just naturally do that. So.
She's looking for a dollar in the woods.
After these interviews came out, people finally accepted that Marina at least wasn't in any immediate danger, but she still didn't truly explain what was going on. And this is when the massive concern for Marina became something else. After it was confirmed that Marina was not being held hostage.
I don't think she faked it. What I heard is her fans went berserk and then she went with it. That's what I'd heard. By the way, no confirmation there, but that's what I'd heard. She just started going with it. Yeah.
Stitch. You know, in hindsight, that was a pretty dumb theory. I don't know who came up with it, but they need to chill. So after that, people began coming up with other theories on what was going on. The first theory was that Marina was faking everything from the start. Since her channel grew massively during all of this, and her videos had gained nearly 100 million views, she profited pretty heavily from this event. This would also explain why she took so long to squash the concern. If she could keep the mystery going longer, then she could theoretically bring in more views. Now, since it's been 7 years, how do I make a noise that sounds like I'm going to the future? Ooh. I can tell you from the future that this theory is not true. Unless she's an amazing actor and she's kept this going for this whole time, it's not true. If it is, give this lady an Oscar. The next theory was that Marina was schizophrenic. Schizophrenia tends to develop in people in their 20s and
Schizophrenia, late 20s. Usually when you're schizophrenic, you're really you're not a fun wacky, you're annoying wacky.
30s, and the symptoms for schizophrenia are disorganized thinking and speech.
Because they're really nice for your skin and they're really healthy for your skin, so I recommend them highly for your skin.
Extremely disorganized movements.
The reason why I've got dislikes, and it's not because I've changed, by the way, it's because I
fans
uploaded
of the schizophrenic one.
Yeah, exactly.
And ever since then, everyone's been disliking my video.
Delusions, hallucinations. So a few doctors and psychologists online at the time started suggesting that Marina may be developing schizophrenia.
Oh wait, they can do that, but we are
schizophrenia.
And looking back at this was kind of wild because you had these doctors and psychologists diagnosing Marina just
Which is
over
supposedly,
videos.
you know, it's supposedly like illegal to do that, or at least unethical.
The Rewrite Soul would have had a field day.
Poor fucking
I knew that was
bastard.
coming.
Really? Oh, come on, he's changed.
He has, bro. I'm
he's
Team
good. He's a
Reward
good
Soul.
guy. He's a good guy.
That's all I'm gonna say.
But you do not understand the realm of mental health.
The last
Was funny though.
main theory was that Marina was on
he
drugs.
destroyed
Now
him.
the evidence for this theory was circumstantial,
He asked for it.
but to everyone's credit,
Fair
the
enough.
circumstances were pretty strong. The theory
I think he's a really nice guy, though. I really do.
comes together.
Jimmy Savage, she was a gang NPC before its time. Where was Amaranth's old first go at it?
There,
Oh,
and
she
you
would've been
dive
really
deeper
successful
into
at that.
Marina's videos just before and after everything blew up.
The word one, what it means to me because of the experiences that I've been through, brings me to tears. What it means to Marina, like I was the only one through all these really hard experiences to help myself and to bring myself through it.
In this video, Marina is ranting about some event where she experienced almost dying and coming back to life. She doesn't give any
Wonder what she's talking about. Near-death experience. But she's telling the truth.
details about the event or how it happened or how she came back.
But she's getting emotional about it. So, it's probably a true story.
She just rants emotionally for 10 minutes about how she's happy to be back. Now, people saw this video and they pointed out that feeling like you're dying is commonly associated with psychedelics. In another video, Marina
Sounds like fun.
is asked what her biggest wish is, and she replies,
I want to be a shaman. How cool would it be just know Marina Joyce is like a shaman? So yeah, that would be really cool. I'd really love to be a shaman. I'm planning to go to Peru and Amsterdam soon, so I'm super excited for those trips.
Now, Amsterdam is known for being the Wild West when it comes to drugs, and Peru is famous with tourists who want to do psychedelic ceremonies with shamans. And I know this might sound like some crazy paranoid connections to be making. You might be thinking,
It's not.
I'm on drugs. No, I'm not. Everyone around me wants me to be medicated, but you know what? I call them haters. But the connections don't stop here. Days after Save Marina Joyce died down, she started making very weird tweets. I want to be a god like Buddha.
Yeah, I remember
want
this.
people to
This
call
is
me
great.
Goddess
Yeah.
Marina.
Funny.
Marina,
I thought she was
goddess
just-
of love. By this,
I
mean
thought she just had figured out a way to extend it. That's when this happened.
I'm a soul entity bound to you by how much I love you in
think I
my
remember
heart.
this
Put
from
that on a
Bases
shirt. You would sell at least one. I'd buy it. And the tip of this craziness comes in a very long Facebook post about Marina wanting to build a temple. I found a couple secrets about the afterlife, and I know that I can still contact humans during the afterlife, and I want to become God because I want to one day create.
Imagine sitting here like playing Apex Legends and all of a sudden, hey, it's Marina Joyce. I'm speaking to you from Bobby Craig. What the fuck?
Marina?
Yeah. Is that you?
Mm-hmm.
Did
Blink twice if you're okay.
Did you? Yeah. Yeah. Rap twice if you fake your own kidnapping.
A temple and a shrine where I am known as God of the Shrine. Could everyone leave comments telling me, explaining to me how I would build this temple? How
old is she?
Fuck. She's probably still in her like mid to late 20s, right?
She's probably spectacular in bed.
She's 26.
Sorry, it's hard to read. How I can get someone to sculpt a statue for me and paint it. I want a statue representing the divine love and spiritual guidance. Now, I try really hard to put myself in people's shoes, not because I like feet, but in this situation, the only thing I can think of to explain this is that, let's say I was in a state of delusion. I have something where reality is not making sense to me. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, everyone on the internet is talking about trying to save me, and all my
Keemstar wasn't.
videos are getting 100 million views, and you know, all this crazy stuff is happening. Maybe if I was in a state of delusion, I could see this as a sign from the universe that I'm now God. I could kind of see it, but unfortunately, the rest of the internet couldn't see this. And after all of these posts, Marina becomes a joke.
And to create the most holy, sacred place on earth due to my magical...
I remember this.
Spiritual connection with spirits. This temple. What the fuck is this bitch on?
8 months after Save Marina Joyce, Marina comes out with a video explaining what went on.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be addressing saving Marina Joyce.
She seemed noticeably better
Yeah, she's off of it.
in this video, but that could be because the video is highly edited.
She's looking at the camera too. She's not doing the thing.
There's a jump cut literally every sentence. Her explanation
was wrong.
place was that she suffered from depression, and apparently that depression led her to some bad decisions. The assumption to make is that the quote-unquote bad decisions means drugs, but that's all the info we get from Marina. The video
Keemstar should have just told her to take the 3 sips.
Yeah, it's really. I think it's what he says. She actually handled it. You know, looking back, she kind of handled this kind of well. You know, she didn't give everybody a chance to fucking like pick at her anymore. Like, I mean, she don't admit to anything.
Video was pretty well received, and I think it was because it was a good, happy ending to save Marina Joyce. She was safe now, she looked better, and that's kind of all that people wanted. But at the same time, it felt like a portion of the story was still missing.
Yeah, the part where she told us she was fucking on drugs.
2 whole years after Marina's explanation video, local police post a missing persons notice for Marina Joyce. Marina.
I don't remember that. Do you?
The missing person thing, yeah.
I don't remember this.
Yeah. She went missing.
We are here for you whenever you are ready. We can listen, talk you through what help you need, pass a message for you, and help you to be safe.
She probably fell off the wagon.
She had been missing for 9 days at the time of this post, and people online joked about Save Marina Joyce happening again, which that was kind of mean. This girl was missing, and people were making memes. The odd thing from this event is that Marina's boyfriend at the time made a post on Instagram telling people that Marina wasn't really missing, and everyone needs to calm down.
I don't remember. I feel like I remember that though.
And side note, this boyfriend gives me some bad vibes. What I can find online,
because he looks like a boy.
It seems like they started dating right after the Save Marina Joyce stuff happened. The time when Marina was unintentionally super successful and probably had a huge influx of money, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm putting down here? And every video I watch of them together, he kind of seems like he's her caretaker rather than her boyfriend.
Here are the shoes. Nike, huh? Just do it, eh? Eh? No? Alright. I have to say, Marina, these are very nice.
I have to say, Marina, you look like fucking every girl I wanted to bang in 1989 with that outfit on.
You know? You've done a very good job.
Kind of looks like Turkey Tom from about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
With these.
And look, maybe he's just awkward on camera. I'm awkward everywhere. So, you know, I understand. But I get some weird vibes here. Okay, back to the video. She was found safely after 10 days. But once again, that's the extent of the information we get. Marina goes back to uploading videos like absolutely nothing had happened. Where was she? Was she in trouble? How was she found? We get absolutely no answers.
I forgot how cute she was.
hello, it's present day. Frank's doing great. I think he grew a new leaf, but you know, I can't tell because he grows real slow. He's just living the life. So the video was supposed to end here with an open-ended conclusion as to what happened with Marina. I had it all scripted, I had it edited, and honestly, I really liked it because I ended it like Unsolved Mysteries. It was like, what happened to Marina 7 years ago? We don't know. It was great, but while wrapping up this video, I get a notification.
Beautiful sacred moon kitties.
Since we last saw Marina, she she calls her viewers sacred moon kittens, and she puts this filter on her videos that makes her look like a glowing angel. I should have gave a little heads up on that. My bad.
This video, I'm gonna be spilling it out, so yeah, keep watching, guys, because I'm gonna be telling you the truth about everything that went on with me.
So this is the video we waited 7 years to get. Finally, Marina Joyce is going to tell the truth about what happened to her.
She told everybody she was a junkie. They're like, yeah, we do.
We should host Lightwave 2 with her. I think that's the next path.
The reason why in my videos I was so weird and laggy and like not well, one of the reasons was I actually was going to parties.
Drugs. Okay, well, that's I'm a bit conflicted here because even today, if you go to Marina's channel and you watch her new videos, she does not seem okay. For the last 7 years, she has essentially become a new person. But if you actually watch her,
some of that's just getting older. Like a natural thing.
Videos, according to her, she says she's happy and doing great and nothing is wrong. So do you accept that this person is fine because they say they're fine?
Yes.
Or do you realize that something clearly isn't right here and you try
it's something that's probably none of my fucking business and
to do something? I honestly don't know the answer to this. I've reached out to Marina. I've reached out to her boy.
Told me to fuck off.
Wait. Is he gonna go into the other reason she said? Because I could have sworn she gave something else as well.
Boyfriend. I've reached out to Kirk's friends. I've reached out to everyone that I could think of to get in touch.
Hey, fuck off, mate. Mind your business.
With Marina, and no one even responds. So I have no clue what is actually happening outside of what Marina posts publicly. I just kind of hope that
maybe if she isn't, who cares?
She has people around her making sure she's okay.
I've forgotten how new.
Holy shit, he didn't go into the other reason.
What was the other reason?
She had MS. She has MS. She's like blind in one part of her eye. Yeah,
Really?
she started to go blind in one of her eyes. Yeah. I think that's what, I'm pretty sure that's in the video. Like, if you want to watch the video, we can watch it.
I want to send you a clip from a video. It's only going to be like a 10-second clip of a fucking video.
Hello, my beautiful.
Where is it? I don't know how much I can handle this, but yeah, go ahead.
All right, let me go look for the MS part on the transcript.
I'm gonna send you a clip, Tommy, of a diss track at Deji from 2017, and look what lyric he said here. It's pretty funny in retrospect.
I'm afraid to fucking put this on.
This is a diss track at fucking. I only tied it together with that Bethnal Green.
Yeah, there's a problem with this though. I'll get claimed.
Oh, real fuck. Okay.
Can you read the lyric?
Okay. Okay. So now I think it's time we switch up the scene. Picture Dejal and Atenji in a drugged-up teen. Now some of you fans might know what I mean if I said that he met her in Bethnal Green. And how many times did she scream, "Help me"?
Yeah, that's just. I think he was just fucking riffing on.
Yeah, but it's like I didn't know that was fucking public.
Yeah, go to 248 on the video.
What is it? 48?
248. 248.
248. That's not fucking cool. Here we go.
In 2017. So yeah, basically what happened was I was suffering with MS it started in 2017. So the reason why I was so laggy in 2016 and all that kind of stuff was because I actually was going through MS. So if you don't know what MS is, it's multiple sclerosis, and it's a condition where your body will eventually die. It's kind of like cancer, but it's not as bad, but...
Great explanation, honestly.
Luke Garrick should have handled it this way.
It could have just been Adderall then, if it was MS, because Adderall is like a prescribed prescription.
But she did attribute the drugs to it, did she?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I mean,
we gotta find out. We gotta find out. Let's watch.
Hello, my beautiful Sacred Moon kitties. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's video, I'm doing more of a personal, like, kind of like talking about back in the day of like 2016 when there was all that drama going on about me, and like also about my life in general and how it's been for the past few years and what I've been coping with and going through, and also about the you know, when I went missing. I didn't actually go missing, it's just my parents were worried for me. It got really out of hand. I went through a lot back in that time, so I actually really wanted to talk about it in this YouTube video about what I went through back in those years for the past few years. So basically, yeah, I'm just going to be completely honest, I'm going to be completely thorough, and I'm just going to talk about everything that went on. So yeah, this has actually been such a prolonged video. Like, so many people have actually wanted to know the truth of what was happening to me, and this video I'm going to be spilling it out. So yeah, keep watching, guys, because I'm going to be telling you the truth about everything that went on with me. Anyway, yeah, so I decided that I think it was time that I was thorough, and I actually talked.
I feel like her accent's changed a little bit. Her voice definitely changed or something.
Talked about what actually went on, beginning with 2016. So the reason why in my videos I was so weird and laggy and like not well, one of the reasons was I actually was going to parties, and eventually, like, going to these parties just really brought me down and led me down a really dark path. But there were so many beautiful things that happened as well. But
yeah, like when I saw God, my fucking heroin vial.
Like, yeah, I experienced a lot of deep.
I went to Lanzarote and saw the volcano. She found it in fucking psychedelics.
I mean, fucking, if she is true about the MS stuff, which I have no reason to believe, it's like if there's a lot of people who, for example, DMF, dimethyl fumarate, it's like a way to treat MS, and it's from the plant, it's from like a
marijuana,
fumaria plant, essentially.
Yeah.
So I believe, you know, she could have done that and helped improve her, like, inadvertently, because I don't usually.
Maybe she was self-medicating because of the MS even before she knew something was wrong. So
yeah.
She's like, I feel better when I completely loaded on something.
Stuff. I saw the Akashic record, so anybody who's spiritual will know what that is, and I saw like really deep things like aura.
I have no idea what that is. I'm really empty of spirituality.
And like loads of magical things. But yeah, like during that time I was going through that, so like my mental space wasn't even in a really good place. It was more in like this fantasy world that I was living in, like a life more
like when you thought you were a god.
high definition than real life. I experienced so many good things, but there was a lot of bad things that came.
By the way, I heard nothing but nice things about her in London. Like nothing but nice things about her.
With that as well. So I went down a really dark path, and eventually I became really laggy and like, I don't know, I was really unwell mentally as well. So I did go through a lot of mental health problems. Ever since I was growing up, I actually went through a lot of mental health problems anyway. So yeah, like mental health is something that I've been facing and battling for a long time. Like, I went through serious depression growing up, and I did not want to be happy at all. I was very sad. I looked happy on the outside, but I was very sad on the inside, and I was really coping with it back then. I actually went blind in my left eye completely in 2017. So yeah, basically what happened was I was suffering with MS it started in
something sounds off about that.
What?
Like I went my leg, then it went away. I never heard of. I don't know. I don't know.
2017. So the reason why I was so laggy in 2016 and.
So you think she told the truth to the drugs, and now she's throwing the MS thing on?
Stuff was because I actually.
No, that's actually kind of that's a common symptom of MS.
Oh, okay.
It's,
I didn't know. I didn't know.
It's the inflammation of the optic nerve. And it realistically, when it's going away, it's just the nerve itself has been inflamed.
That's probably what happened to me.
Was going through MS. So if you don't know what MS is, it's multiple sclerosis, and it's a condition where your body will eventually die. It's kind of like cancer, but like, yeah, it's not as bad. But what it is, because it actually disables your body, like,
I am the luckiest woman on the face of the earth.
I went blind in my left eye completely, and I had to go to the hospital and be put on steroids to kind of like cure my eye as much as possible. My eye is still kind of blurry at the moment.
You think if they had this stuff, we got a few more years out of Lou Gehrig? If they had the steroids back then?
Yeah, maybe.
Like my left eye, but like I can see through my right eye, so I'm not completely blind. I'm like kind of like partially
like
disabled
Ninja.
in that kind of way now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I actually went through that. So yeah, this is really important to talk about because I want to tell people how I cured my MS medicinally and holistically.
Boy. I got a warning. Don't listen to this shit.
So like I used herbs to cure my MS and I was unwell for like
this video
3 years.
came out
I
2
took
years ago,
aspirin and my MS went away.
If this video came out at 2020, there would have been a fucking Wikipedia article at the bottom of this
Yeah, I
video
know.
saying medical misinformation.
You're too busy fucking putting things on for people who were right about COVID.
Years. I had MS. I was suffering deeply in secret. So like I did not tell anybody
I knew
how much I was suffering apart from my boyfriend, and like he was helping me through it, but like everyone gave him like dark energy and stuff, but he was so cool. He was actually helping me through everything. So like you should give him some respect and appreciation. He was there for me whilst I was
fuck him.
battling with MS hard for 3 years. So after I went blind, I didn't take any medication for my MS for a few years. And then basically I was completely fine. Like none of my other body parts disabled or anything like that because
Thank God.
that's what MS does. It makes you eventually disabled. My head was hurting massively. I was not having migraines.
I don't think there's a cure for it. It just gets worse.
Yeah.
You could slow it down and stuff, but well, I mean, Michael J. Fox has it, right? Doesn't he have it, Michael J. Fox?
No, he has the other thing.
Yeah.
Not MS.
It's a death sentence. You know?
I was having some intense death life in my head. Like I was dying. My brain was dying. Like my head would feel so painful for years and like literally every day for years. Okay, but because I'm blind
I really hope that's not true. I hope she's lying. You know, that sounds awful.
in my left eye, like partially blind. I would say I'm like a quarter blind. I'm not like half blind. I was half blind in 2017. But yeah, that
Don't fuck me up in Apex. You better be able to see.
was a really tough time for me.
All right, Verst, she cannot play Apex with us.
I was going through massive headaches and I was going through so much. It was actually not cool. It was insane how much pain I was going through. So I was really going through a lot of mental stress. So like when I went missing, I don't know what year it was, but like, yeah, when I went missing, the reason for that was because I was going through so much mental stress. I actually ran away from home and I don't know why I did this. I was so stupid for doing this, but like,
How do you run away from home when you're like 24? You know, like he left. He took a sabbatical.
like, you know, sometimes we just go through stressful situations and we just don't want to be at home and stuff like that. So yeah, I actually didn't tell anyone where I was and just like ran away because I was going through so much mental pain. Like my MS was making me go crazy. And that's what MS does to you at the end of the day because
you go
it's
crazy?
literally destroying your brain. You are a dying person at that point.
Can't play for the Yankees anymore either.
Anyway, yeah, I want to talk about how I saved my life. And this is actually
I want to know how to bat fourth for the Yankees.
really important to me because this was the biggest thing that actually happened to me because I was dying for a few years of MS and then basically
You still are. Then again, we're all dying if you think about it.
I found Krishna consciousness and it completely changed my life, how this religion actually saved my life.
Oh boy,
basically,
here we
I
go.
went to Ayurvedic medicine.
Good thing we watched this.
Which is basically of the Vedas. It's Vedic. It's from...
And if she's telling the truth and it's fooling her and she's getting through life, I am totally for it, by the way. I am not one of those people. I'm not a religious person. I'm a sane atheist. I'm a non-practicing atheist.
Hare Krishna is
As most of them are.
stuff like that. Hare Krishna is the one who puts Ayurvedic medicine on this earth thousands and thousands of years ago. And yeah, basically
And Xenu and fucking Thetans and
I used that. I went to an Ayurvedic doctor. It's actually called, let me think the name. So, oh yeah, it's called I don't know how to say it, but like, yeah.
I could see why people kind of fell in love. I see why she has 2 million viewers, and I feel like there's something very genuine about her. You know, I don't know. I could be like, I don't know that she's being genuine, but she definitely can act it pretty well. There's something very innocent and genuine about her.
Basically, if you ever have a problem or you are suffering from anything and you want like a holistic way to heal it, the best way, then go check out Dr. Wakdi's in London, because they actually saved my life.
Go look them up, please, Dr. Wakdi's.
Nick is saying in chat, it's fucking the Dr. K like dosha. You need to raise your vata level.
Oh shit,
I talked
Primink's
to
in the
Dr.
chat.
K, my MS went away.
Primink's in the chat, by the way. He says, thanks for watching the video.
Oh, thanks for letting us watch it, man. I appreciate it. Thank.
Why did you talk about the MS, bro? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Their Ayurvedic medicine completely.
We really loved it, Prim.
Wakadi's Ayurveda Clinic. It's the same thing. It fucking is.
Really loved
What
it.
the fuck? I'm looking this guy up right now. Dr. Wakadi?
Dr. Wackadoo. He's wouldn't even go to his YouTube video. Boom, 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 it's Dr. Wackadoo. I'm curing your MS. Yes, it's Rita Joyce. And he has 10,000 barking dogs behind him, and he works at a kennel. You know? Never mind, I'm interested.
Got rid of all my MS symptoms. I don't take medication anymore for it, and I don't need it anymore because
See, I'm not buying that at all.
completely cured me. And yeah, so
What about your
now
eye?
I'm not suffering from MS, I'm not dying. But also, by the way, cannabis is also a cure for MS. So if you take cannabis holistically, like you ingest it, like with cannabutter or something like that,
What about
that
brownies?
also cures MS. So like, so yeah, just throwing it out there, if any of you are suffering from MS or other problems, because cannabis is also a cure for quite a few things. You
Really?
should do some research into it, and you can actually get
The fact that she doesn't have a thing below there is funny.
medicinal cannabis.
He didn't touch this because he was probably afraid. That Primink probably didn't touch this because he didn't want to get a thing on his video. That's probably why he left it out.
Legally in the
He
UK.
says, he
if you
said in the live chat right here, I left out the MS stuff because she said she cured it with holistic stuff. Didn't think that was good to put in.
Yeah, so I'm right. Yeah, that's essentially
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah, okay, fair enough. He made a money move, and by the way, I don't blame him.
sign up for it, if you just Google it, then
It's so funny that we can't talk like an adult on this platform and talk about like she's saying crazy shit. You know, you can't.
I'm looking up Dr. Wakadi. He has a 7-day program, healing immersion, and he can heal everything from arthritis to hearing
cancer.
loss.
Cancer?
He wanted me to send you a timestamp that
Tell her,
has a lot to do
Write
with
him
it.
and tell him I have testicular cancer. See what he says.
Okay.
How much is that?
then you can actually try find out if you can get cannabis
Tell him I have elephantitis of the nuts. See what he can do for me.
medicinally. But yeah, basically that is how I saved my life. Krishna consciousness, Ayurvedic medicine saved my life, and I'm so grateful
And
to
weed.
Hare Krishna for that. Basically, I am a believer of Hare Krishna. So like, as you guys know, if you've been
wow.
watching my stories or seeing me on Instagram, then you know that I've actually been going to the temple. I've been visiting Buddhist places. I've always been obsessed with Buddhism, and Hare Krishna, if you didn't know, is the
Those fucking weird fucking monks that looking at her after they haven't seen a woman in 50 years. Can you imagine that? And they see her. Yeah, you came to the right place.
root of Buddhism. So Buddhism is rooted from Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna is the Buddha. Is Siddhartha Gautama. He reincarnated on Earth.
I mean, see, this is the female version of a guy going, you know what? I had all these problems and I started banging this 20-year-old girl and I feel great.
A few times.
I know.
so
I
yeah.
think it's the male. I think it's the fucking female version of like a guy saying like, "Watch a new Joe Rogan episode." And now I'm like hooked on DMT.
You're probably right. Yes, better.
Yeah, anyway, so like basically that's awesome. I'm so much better now. How I've been getting on over the past few years is amazing. So
I'll
the reason
say.
why I was going
Sounds too good to be true.
through all that really hard stuff is because I was dying. I was suffering from MS. I actually didn't tell anyone on YouTube for a long time that I was actually dying. I was making videos and I was just being normal and doing my thing.
You're doing your thing.
Or being kind of weird because I was actually dying. But like, yeah, I was serious what I was going through. Like, I'm actually quarter blind now, so that really sucks.
100% blonde.
But yeah, it's something that I went through and battled through and fought through and got so much better from. So yeah, I'm so much happier.
She's adorable. Ugh.
Now. My life is so good and I'm really happy. Like, there's no reason to worry about me now. Just check out my Instagram, my Facebook, yeah, Twitter, like, or my Cameo, which will be in the description if you want to request a personalized video from me on Cameo, or if you want to ask any questions
OnlyFans now.
about what I...
I better stop uploading before this tree attacks me. I'll be back.
That'd be great in the middle of it.
$15 to get us to say a 1-minute message.
Wouldn't it be great? It is out of all the Power Rangers come on, they play the theme and she kicks all their asses, and that's she ends the video with no explanation. That would be the best video ever.
I was going through them. Please ask me on Cameo. My link will be in the
The
description.
Buddha. This part's crazy. The winner of the contest, you will be.
Yeah. By the way, Nick sent me a timestamp for you for the Dr. K stuff.
Okay, yeah, this is great.
And I will reply to you.
You didn't get a good draw today for people. This is fucking good stuff.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, it was just such a huge thing that I was going through. Like, I was going through death, and I
can't wait to talk to my source to find the truth.
came out of it alive.
Teddy, I used to have brain cancer, but then I started banging women and I'm cured. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's funny. She's a magical pussy.
I'm so proud of myself. So yeah, like, I'm really happy now. Sorry, I've been kind of nervous talking.
Like when I started banging this chick right after my wife left me, I felt like $1 million. It's her. She's a wonderful person. That's why I'm better.
Talking about it, like, I actually didn't want to talk about it for a long time. I wanted to keep it a secret, but like now I've
Glad you didn't.
opened up about it. I feel so much better, and now you guys can see and know the truth about what I was going through. So yeah, it was literally that I was dying. So like anyone who was actually like talking rubbish,
how did I miss this? It's fucking great. This is fucking amazing. This is like amazing. I was
about
dying.
me, like, you know, the people out there who were talking such rubbish about me, like they're all investigating, like, ooh, what's Marina going through? No, I was
It's Nick the Oreo. Soon.
dying. I was going through literally some dark stuff, and it's not cool of anybody to have talked me down or like said anything about me, or like the mystery was that I was dying and I was going through a lot of mental health problems because I was dying. Anyway, so I'm sure like loads of people out there will be so loving and so sweet about this. But yeah, I'm so much better now, and I'm so happy about Ayurvedic medicines for saving my life. And I hope this video helps people out there who may be going through MS or who needs a cure for MS, which is holistic and...
This is everybody who has MS. They can't get the stuff. You're wrong.
doesn't have any side effects. So yeah, that's another prompt to and bonus to the fact.
But I want to make it 100% clear so I don't get fucked on it. Like, I don't believe any of this horse shit. I'm just playing it for you. She has every right to say it, though.
Fact that I took medicine holistically.
Something tells me that's not going to help.
Is that I didn't suffer from any side effects from the medication. So it's so much better. Not gonna lie, I really hope this video one day makes people, like, makes the UK use it as medicine for MS, because cannabis and also Ayurveda.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I don't think anybody would believe him.
Funny.
The guy that came up with the COVID policy over in the UK was banging somebody's wife. Gave them all COVID. Gave the whole family COVID. I don't think anybody's going to believe any fucking medical institution ever again, and rightfully so.
Ayurvedic medicine are better cures than the what they use in hospitals. I know that's quite crude to say. I know that's quite a big thing. Like, who am I to give medical advice?
You think?
Exactly. I am actually, because it saved my life. So I have every right to say this. Yeah, anyway, cool. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want a personalized video from me, then check out my Cameo. The link will be in the description. If you would like to ask me questions about my life or anything like that.
1987 called. They want their... the metalhead chicks want their fucking dress back.
Then feel free, I'll reply to you. And yeah, make sure to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and
Tell her I have testicular cancer and see if she can help me.
Instagram links are in the description.
Smoke some weed.
And yeah, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was insightful and this helped you to understand me better. Anyway, yeah, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and click the bell next to the subscribe button to be notified every single time I upload a YouTube video. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Woo, I hope this really helped. I've been going through a lot for the past few years, but my life is really good now. But yeah, that really was just the underlying cause to everything, was that I was dying. So yeah, I'm happy I'm alive now and I'm better.
It's like the best
so
video I
yes,
ever watched.
thank Krishna.
Yeah.
I love Krishna.
I love
anyway.
Krishna too.
Okay, I love you guys. Thanks for
Just glad you're not at the airport like people were in the 70s. If Tipster won't have her, I will. Gary Klein.
watching. Bye.
that's help me. I don't know. Well, if she's telling the truth, fucking great. I believe her more than I believe Dr. Fauci. I'm not even kidding. What, is this time stamped? Dr. K?
Yeah, the Nicholas DiOrio thing.
Yeah.
That. But it does appear that your Ayurvedic dosha actually correlates with genetics and other kinds of things, which I can go into more detail. But
this guy's
even for example, like some of my Ayurvedic colleagues in India have been able to predict complications of COVID based on the dosha of the patient. So COVID is one thing, right? But whether this person needs ICU stuff or they have cognitive stuff or they have GI symptoms from COVID appears to correlate with their
all I did was like I had diarrhea for like a couple days. None of the other shit happened. That's true.
Ayurvedic dosha.
Which
Which
I probably went to the
we
same
just
school
pooped
as fucking Dr. Wackady or whatever.
is incredibly
It's the
fascinating.
same thing.
Right? So unfortunately, studies haven't really been published on this yet. We'll see.
I'm not 100%. I don't for serious illness. I am, but I'm not 100% against people going alternative means, especially if mainstream means aren't working. And I'm not against them talking about it either. But I am always like I have a healthy skepticism about it. But I especially after COVID and the way the health industry behaved, like it's very easy for me to believe that things that could help would slip through the cracks for no other reason than somebody's hooked up with a different drug company, political reasons. So I don't believe that scientists always tell the truth because they're human beings and human beings lie and they have biases and like the idea that the scientists tell the truth all the time. Oh, look no further than the science changed. The science didn't change. You just didn't know what you were talking about at the time. Science never changes. You just don't know it, or you do.
What about
I'm not 100%. I'm a little sketchy on what she said, but for holistic stuff, and you saw the thing with ivermectin, which I think they're recommending now. I have no problem with people being able to come on YouTube and talk about it and what have you. And I don't know what his beliefs are. Or, another thing is like when doctors recommend stuff that doesn't make scientific sense, like if it works, who fucking cares?
See if they ever kind of get published. But it does appear that physicians are able to sort of predict, okay, does this person need to watch out for stroke? Does this person need to watch out for GI complications, cognitive complications, or respiratory complications? Because COVID can cause all kinds of random crap in random people. But if you really think about it, I know it sounds kind of weird.
I know that's true.
But there's absolutely biology and science that leads to a complication of COVID. It's not random. It's not true.
So, I mean, with this one, I kind of hope it speaks for itself, really. I'm not really sure, he claims that Ayurvedic practitioner is able to predict COVID outcomes, and then says, I'm paraphrasing, but then he says something on the lines of, hopefully some studies come out to demonstrate this. I mean...
Yeah, because I don't think he's prescribing as a doctor. I think he's going with what he's seen works or what he believes work. I have no problem with this whatsoever. I don't think that...
Yeah, but it's like when Marina Joyce says fucking Dr. Wackady used Ayurvedic dosha to cure MS.
Well, I think what the complaint is here, he's a doctor and he's a psychiatrist, right? And he's recommending holistic stuff. I have no problem with that. Zero. None. Sure. No problem with it whatsoever. Even if the current science doesn't back it up. You know, 10 years from now, they'll start recommending this shit, and they'll say, the science changed. No, it is. No, it isn't. You just didn't know. Science change means we didn't know at the time, which is completely reasonable. The idea that we have it all, like scientists have it all figured out, is as big a joke as a priest thinking they have a priest giving you marriage counseling. So I don't really have a problem with this.
Hypothesis are just like,
but at the same time, Chud Logic has every right to poke holes in this shit. You know,
he's making a specific medical claim in regards to COVID based on Ayurvedic dosha, and he's admitting that he's got literally nothing to back it up. So
yeah, but isn't that what holistic medicine is? Sounds like Chud Logic has a problem with that, which fair enough, but I have no problem with it. None, zero, zip, nothing.
Ayurvedic dosha, all it is like, it's like identifying which can cause problems like within the mind. It's all about like.
Oh, so it sounds like it's horseshit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it might be horseshit. I still don't have a problem with it. Yeah, I think
I don't care about Dr. K doing it, but with Dr. Wackady doing it for MS, it's a bit different.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no problem with people doing holistic homeotherapy or homotherapy or whatever the fuck it is. I have zero problem with it. Because the medical industry is so politicized, and they're human beings, and human beings do fucked up shit. And I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, you know, like, you know, my dad used to say scientists are, they wear the white collar, you know, for liberals. You know? And sometimes I've seen that. I saw it during COVID. I know.
That's the comment on that one that I've got. Okay. So let's move on to the next clip.
Asking, what do I think about homeopathy? So I think homeopathy has less biological plausibility than Ayurveda. There's a reason why I chose to study Ayurveda instead of homeopathy. The clinical evidence is like mixed. I don't put a whole lot of stock into it. It's kind of bizarre, but there is some clinical evidence behind it. But the scientific plausibility is just really makes no sense, which doesn't mean that it isn't true. It could mean that we don't really understand as much, right? So for thousands of years, or like not thousands of years, but 60 years ago, medical professionals did not understand the mechanism. They didn't see a way in which meditation could be used as a treatment for depression. They didn't understand. I don't understand. Like, you have to talk to people's feelings to make them feel better. I don't understand how sitting down and chanting Om for 30 minutes is going to help someone's depression. There's no psychology. Like, Freud would have been confused, right? Because he's like, where's the Oedipal complex?
Said it was bullshit.
Where's the oral phase? Where's the anal phase? Where's the phallic phase? It's an understanding of these things and dealing with these issues that helps you treat depression. How on earth could sitting there and chanting something for 30 minutes treat depression? So just because science does not understand something does not mean it is not real. It just means that we don't understand it, which is something that scientists tend to forget a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So there's like a camp of people who say that once something becomes verified, it becomes medicine, and therefore medicine is defined as what works. And if it is not medicine, then it is alternative medicine, and alternative medicine doesn't work. Once you study something, once you study alternative medicine and you verify that it works, it becomes medicine. Therefore, medicine is defined by what works. So this is a common argument for people who are like kind of anti-alternative medicine, right? They're like, medicine is what works. And so my question is, if we go back 100 years and people were meditating for depression, is it a part of medicine or not? Because we have no scientific evidence that it works. So then it's not a part of medicine, right? And then the question becomes, if it's not a part of medicine, did meditation help people with depression 100 years ago? And the answer to that question is yes, which then means that alternative medicine works. So like the whole argument
it doesn't mean all alternative medicine works.
Yeah.
So
it means we've had success with the stuff that doesn't. We've had success with something that doesn't fall under mainstream medicine or mainstream recommendations. I am totally for. I'm totally for anti or alternative stuff.
This is where we when we go back to homeopathy, like I don't see a whole lot of biological plausibility. I don't think that the treatments, the evidence that I've seen for homeopathy is not as strong as it is for Ayurveda. Like, for example, ashwagandha is an Ayurvedic herb that has been shown to, clear beta amyloid, which is one of the things that causes.
So he's one of those doctors that do both sides. I didn't know that.
Dementia.
I always put him on the 100% straight shooter side. But then again, he counsels fucking Twitch streamers, so it shouldn't be too that he has kind of a hippie side. That's all I'm seeing here.
From the brain.
I think it's terrible.
And Ayurvedic folks have been using ashwagandha for neurological health and psychological health for thousands of years. And so we have scientific verification of their methods. Whereas the problem with homeopathy, for those of you who don't know, is they do serial dilutions. So what they do is I'm going to take a drop of ashwagandha and put it in 100 drops of water and shake it around. So dilute the ashwagandha to be 1 part in 100. And then I'm going to take 1 drop of that solution and put it in another vial of water. So then it's going to be 1 in 10,000. And then I'm going to take 1 drop of that.
I'm waiting for the terrible thing that he's doing. He's obviously, he's recommending alternative medicine, which I never had a problem with it. Unless it's take this aspirin, your cancer goes away. But I don't think that's what's going on here.
No, he's basically just saying that if you give enough people alternative medicine, it's really kind of just determined. Someone will probably be cured, but it also doesn't mean that it doesn't
mean it works. So it could be verified. Yeah.
Which I agree with.
I agree with that completely.
But it's
I mean, how many times in history has something got scientifically verified and they found out, well, yeah, there's some nuance there, there's some things that there's some different scenarios. I mean, that doesn't sound totally wacky to me. I mean, he's even saying that homeopathy doesn't hold up, it doesn't carry any scientific weight. But I'm all for people trying different shit. I mean, can you imagine telling somebody has terminal cancer? They're basically, the doctor tells you they're out of options. And you're like, well, I'm going to try homeopathy and I'm going to go fucking Peru and smoke fucking ganja and go for it. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I don't really have a problem with that.
And
I don't think it's that
in
crazy.
Another solution.
I mean, in fairness to Chud, I don't know what the dangers are, but I don't hear anything terribly dangerous. But maybe there's something else in here that is.
I mean, it's Steve Jobs infamously rejected forms of he had pancreatic cancer, which is one of the most treatable forms of cancer, and he just had this weird spiritual sessions, and he rejected chemotherapy. He died.
Yeah, well, no, it's on him. It's his life, though. Yeah. I mean, whatever. And some people do that shit because they don't want to go through. They'd rather be dead. So let's try something really fucking crazy, and if it doesn't work, and boy, Steve Jobs is known for gambling, so he gambled with his life. What a shock! The funniest thing I ever heard was Andy Kaufman. So he tried something crazy, and you'd see at the end of Man in the Moon, and it was just so ironic because the way he lived his life fooling people for jokes, and he's out there trying to get some cure for cancer, and he noticed the shaman do a sleight of hand trick that he was familiar with, and then the doctor supposedly comes, and as the doctor comes, it's his turn to pull the cancer out. He just sits there and laughs. The irony of the whole thing is just hysterical, But I don't know if that's dangerous. That's a terminal case. I mean, it really depends on the situation. I mean, the whole ivermectin thing was just completely insane. That they were acting like it's bad for you, and telling you it was horse dewormer, and it gets prescribed to people all the time. And now I saw on Jimmy Dore they're recommending it now.
1 part per million.
And it doesn't make scientific sense. It's not verified, but they seem to have some success with it. So why not try it? It sounds kind of close-minded and stupid and dangerous not to try everything if there's nothing else working. That sounds crazy. Well, it hasn't been verified, yet we can't do it. Well, how do you get something verified if you don't try it?
Of the biological compound, and then they administer that as medicine, and claim that there's a therapeutic benefit. So there are some trials that show that homeopathic remedies are effective. Like I've seen, homeopathic remedies for, I reviewed a paper about homeopathic remedies for.
I'm waiting for what Chud Logic is really going to say here.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for too. That's the only reason I'm still watching it. Because now I'm into the stuff that I'm interested in. I'm ruining my own show.
Hyperplasia. BP.
In fairness to Chud, no matter what he says, we don't know the beginning of this.
pH. And it seemed like their stuff was effective. Like people saw a reduction in symptoms and it seemed like it worked. It's just I don't understand the biological plausibility. So I think the evidence is not as strong. I don't think that
Well, if the biological... Let's assume it works. Pretend. If it doesn't have biological plausibility and it seems to be working, that means they don't understand the science completely. That's all it would mean. The science changed. That kind of stuff. I imagine that kind of stuff happens all the time. That movie Sleepers that Robin Williams did, he tried some drug for these people that just go to sleep and they never wake up, although they're still alive and their breathing functions happen. And he had I don't think it was like the movie, but he had some success with it for about like a 6-month period. And then everybody went back to sleep, even though he was upping the doses. And they have no explanation why or how or what happened. But it should, because there was nothing backing the doctor, I guess, that Robin Williams played in the movie, his attempted treatments, these people are fucked. You shouldn't be able to do it? Well, if that happens to me, you can do what the fuck you like,
biological plausibility
Primink
is
said
really
in
there.
chat, my issue is I don't want people to see something like that and decide to do holistic stuff rather than traditional medicine. If you want to do holistic
Yeah, but you know what?
stuff,
I don't think you can help that. If somebody's that fucking stupid, how is that your responsibility? Whether this idea that we're all responsible for, like you're responsible, like I'll be responsible. Like let's say this. Let's pretend for a second that everything Dr. K is recommending here is dangerous as fuck, right? Absolutely dangerous as fuck. And the only real way that I shouldn't play it is if I know that for an absolute fact. Then I'm responsible. But other than that, no. I don't like this idea that we're responsible. That you have a casual conversation, or maybe you believe something a little off that can't be said because somebody might do something. Yeah, somebody might fucking kill the president because I don't like Joe Biden. Like that's not my problem. I don't like. Look. I respected more if Primink said, I didn't do it because I didn't want YouTube fucking my shit and I wanted to make the money I needed it. I respect that a lot more. Yeah, sure, no problem. But this idea that I remember, what's his name? Ice Poseidon said you're responsible for your community or something like that. You have to control your community. Get the fuck out of here. Do what you want. If you think if I have any influence over you whatsoever, don't listen to me.
Amazing.
So...
Yeah, because I heard they're going after for Rogan because he said something that wasn't true. So what? It's a fucking conversation. We gotta cross every T, dot every I, and check with the experts that are fallible as well to have a conversation. Take it or leave it. There are exceptions to the case, like take this elixir and your ass cancer will go away. Yeah, sure, but I don't think that's what's going on here.
Okay,
Any
so
tips for
what's there?
Let's talk about what we just watched.
Hear it.
Okay, let's have a little chat about what we just watched there. So, the first thing I want to address are some of his claims about homeopathy. Okay, so he claimed, and he said that clinical evidence is mixed in regards to homeopathy. Mm-hmm. He also says it's kind of bizarre, but there is some clinical evidence behind it.
And there's no truth to that.
This isn't true. This is just false, incorrect, wrong. Homeopathy, what you need to know from the National Centre for Complementary and Integrative Health, the NCCIH. There's little evidence to support homeopathy as an effective treatment.
Well, little could be mixed.
And for any specific medical condition.
Little, not none.
Okay. Now, obviously, being from the UK, I thought I couldn't resist including something from the NHS. So, what does the NHS have to say?
No,
about
I could
this?
care less.
Does homeopathy work? There's been extensive investigation of the effectiveness of homeopathy. there's no good quality evidence that homeopathy is effective as a treatment for any health condition. So this is obviously just taking a piece of the puzzle, okay? So I would recommend, and this is all linked in the document. I'm going to share the document, okay? You're more than welcome to look at my sources, to review what I've put in there, and so on, okay? So this was a study that was conducted by the UK government in regards to homeopathy, okay? So like I say, by all means, you're welcome to look at this yourself and any of the sources that I've provided and, you know, respond to them, etc., whatever, okay? So this section here is in regards to the evidence. So our expectation of the evidence base relevant to the government policies on the provision of homeopathy is straightforward. We would expect the government to have a view on the efficacy of homeopathy so as to inform its policy on the NHS funding and provision of homeopathy. Such a view should be based on the best available evidence, that is, rigorous randomized controlled trials and meta-analysis and systematic reviews of RCTs. If the effects of homeopathy can be primarily attributed to the placebo effect, we would expect the government to have a view on the ethics of prescribing placebos. So it goes into further detail here. I don't want to read through all of this, okay? But I'll just read the conclusions just to give you an idea. But like I say, I strongly recommend you go and read this yourself, okay? So, we conclude that the principle of like cures like is theoretically weak. It fails to provide a credible physiological mode of action for homeopathic products. We note that this is the settled view of medical science. We consider the notion that ultra dilutions can maintain an imprint of substances previously dissolved in them to be scientifically implausible. Evidence of efficacy. In our view, the systematic reviews and meta-analyses conclusively demonstrate that homeopathic products perform no better than placebos.
So I'd want to ask him, like, what study are you citing if it's mixed? You know, and of course the NHS is going to say that about anything that's unverified. I don't know what he's going on, and this is an absolute, totally reasonable criticism. But I got to be honest with you. I mean, especially after COVID in the States, I wouldn't say just as skeptical by any stretch of scientific consensus, but I am definitely much more skeptical than I was before. And I also fail to see the danger, unless it's something that we mentioned before. I don't care if people try. It's your fucking life. Now, if he said something like blankly untrue, and it kind of looks like that based on this, but I mean some of the wording, little evidence, scant. What was the other word they use? I don't think they use scant though. It's like, so what?
Yeah.
Is Chud saying it's dangerous to go against the NHS recommendations? You know, because I've had doctors tell me not to fucking take vitamins because they don't do anything. I've had doctors tell me something completely different. I know when I took a multivitamin and I was working out all the time, I never felt better. Yeah, it could be placebo. Fucked up, I know. But I don't think it's dangerous.
We regret that advocates of homeopathy, including in their submissions to our inquiry, choose to rely on and promulgate selective approaches to the treatment of the evidence base, as this risks confusing or misleading the public, the media, and policymakers.
Did you say that's what he's doing?
There has been enough testing of homeopathy and plenty of evidence.
I mean, didn't Dr. K say it doesn't make scientific sense, right? He did say that, correct?
He said homeopathy. There's like no basis. So
he said there's no basis, but he also said at the same time, in fairness to Chud, that it was mixed. Like, what did he mean by that? I like to hear him out. And maybe he fucking misspoke, or maybe he's lying. I don't know. He's a YouTuber. What the fuck? But I'm not willing to dismiss something because the fucking NHS tells you.
That it's not
where the American version is, or whatever fucking godforsaken country you're from. I don't care.
Efficacious. And this goes on about funding, because obviously that's...
Because I noticed that all the COVID folks, they would sit there and they quote the NHS or whatever government statement was out at the time with COVID, and they eventually would either soften some of their stances, or ivermectin was like the perfect example. And the fact that the idea that the science is infallible or scientists are infallible is completely insane to me. It's as insane as doing homeopathy for. Although I'd probably stick with the scientists before I would the homeopathy for cancer.
That's to do with the NHS, okay? And I could go on, but hopefully you get the point.
The only point I get is he said it was mixed and had absolutely nothing to back that up. I don't get the danger part. And isn't homeopathy used for like a bunch of different shit, including stupid shit like fucking ringworm and stuff like that?
Oh, it was used for a lot of things. I mean, back in the day, they used it for fucking malaria. That's where it first came from.
It's probably bullshit.
So, yeah.
And most, I would say like 90% of it is bullshit, but I fail to see the danger unless it's like a serious disease, like MS or something like that.
Stand how a doctor
which he was actually doing for Marina Joyce.
Yeah.
At the evidence that exists, the clinical evidence of homeopathy, and come to the conclusion that it is mixed.
That's fair.
Is absurd. Completely and totally.
Yeah, because you say it's mixed, he's got to be able to point to something. In fairness to Chud, and he's not pointing to everything. He's at one sense saying it's mixed. Is he saying it's mixed on his personal experience, but also saying that it's got no scientific basis? Like, if he's done on his personal experience, he really needs to say that. My personal experience is I've had some success, but it doesn't make any clinical sense to me. That's fine. But he didn't do that, so he gave Chud an option there.
Absurd. There is no scientific good quality evidence that exists that would, allow a doctor to claim that the clinical evidence is mixed. Also, I'd like to know...
What kind of doctor is Dr. K?
There are some trials that show that homeopathic remedies are effective. He then goes on to claim he reviewed a paper for benign prostate hyperplasia that showed that homeopathic remedy had an impact. Obviously, I would need to know specifically what he was talking about.
People, apparently.
But
like
based on what I've seen, it's highly unlikely to be the case. And the other point that I want to make as well is that broadly, it is clear that he is using his comments about homeopathy to push the idea that his support of Ayurveda is more justified because it has more of a scientific basis. As discussed earlier, there is little evidence to back this claim up. Moving on. Let's have a look at this. So this is a video from Dr. K on the placebo effect. Let's just watch this first of all.
I don't know. This is getting too deep.
Okay, and the fact that these three things are connected.
When I hear little, I think there's some.
I think I don't like Dr. K for other.
But I want to split hairs. I don't want to split hairs with fucking saying things. I look, and I am not criticizing Chud logic at all, but I just I think I just have less of a problem with the shit than he does.
Sure.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I can't believe the one.
He's right. Like if you were gonna like judge this,
spent like 30 minutes on.
If you were gonna, yeah, I know. If you were gonna judge this objectively, yeah, because this is something I'm interested in. You shouldn't have put it on. If you're gonna judge this objectively, you'd kind of probably have to give it to Chud. But when it comes to alternative medicine, I really don't give a shit. I just don't. I don't. I think if there was an alternative medicine that worked, I think these Nazi fucking doctor scientists would tell you it didn't, because for the very simple thing, they had been wrong about it prior. I don't trust them. I don't think they tell the truth just because they know the science. I think they're fallible. I think they're just like every other person on the planet, full of shit. And maybe Dr. Kids, I always find it really bizarre that he treats people online in a fucking stream. I always find that pretty bizarre. But I mean, isn't that the kind of thing with Dr. K? He's kind of, he does everything. Like, he's not your average bird there, you know?
Oh, Dr. K has done a lot of very strange things. Like, he's, when the whole Rectful stuff, I just,
the Rectful stuff, yeah.
That was really bad. Rectful asked, like, could you be my therapist offline? He stopped seeing his therapist, like his actual therapist. Started seeing Dr. K, and Dr. K just said, like, oh no, don't worry, it's all just like entertainment after everything. It was just like, don't worry, it's just entertainment. It's a lot of things he kind of fucked up on.
Well, wait, I misunderstood. So lied
he would
to
have a
him?
therapy session live on a live stream with Rekful every other week. Rekful would stop seeing his normal therapist, and Rekful asked, like, "Hey, can I start doing like normal therapy sessions with you?" And he said, Dr. K said, "No, it's entertainment. It's all entertainment."
It is. He's not lying.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, if you're the fucking therapist, if you're the psychiatrist there, yeah, I don't understand.
What's his doctorate?
I don't see anything.
Is he a phony doctor? That'd be funny if he was, and everybody's fucking telling him shit.
Well, I don't think a phony doctor, but just like someone who
Funny.
very clearly is.
Wouldn't be the first guy. the guy that's prescribing homeopathy might be the guy. If I had to put some money on it.
Well, maybe, but
Redfall died, right?
What? Yeah, but I'm going to blame
died.
that on him.
Yeah,
Redfall's very sick.
I am.
Okay. I don't blame that on
He
him.
there's enough to call it medical malpractice, and the whole
How come nobody
thing
sued
if you
him?
look into it.
They're dead. That's probably why.
Oh yeah, I mean he's dead.
Yeah. Harms of pseudoscience. In fairness, to
You have gotten a cease and desist beyond the grave.
Yeah, there's some really bad clips though, the Rekful, where Dr. K says like, "Don't worry, I'll always be there for you."
Are they bad in
And
hindsight? Or are they?
They're really bad in the fact that Rekful's talking about being suicidal and depressed, and
Yeah,
he's saying,
he
like,
needs
"Don't
to,
worry,
like-
I'll always
like,
be
that's
there."
when we do-
and then he's only calling him for like a live stream.
So
entertainment show.
I'm more ethical than he is. So when we do love phones and it gets hairy, and I say we got to get a doctor right now,
Yeah, because you're not pretending to be like an actual physical doctor.
I am.
Rekful
Actually,
dropped his real
I put Dr.
therapist
C.
for-
in the title. Yeah, funny.
I'm really bad at explaining things.
Dr. K should start a podcast with Dr. Wukul and whatever his name is. Yeah, Dr. Wackadoo. That'd be funny.
Yeah, he went to Tufts University School of Medicine, graduated with a doctorate, and
What kind of
yeah,
doctorate?
he's
What
always
kind of doctorate? Medical doctor?
Medical doctor, medical. And then he went to Harvard's medical school. I'm looking this up. It's not.
I think he's. Oh my God, he's got. I mean, he's got more. He's just graduate. He's got more. I mean, he's the scientist. So do I dismiss everything Judd Loddick say because he's a scientist? What do they call that? A field of authority?
Appeal to authority.
Fallacy. Yeah. No, I don't have a problem with them doing it. I'm on a case by case basis with this shit. I don't really have a fucking problem with it. I think the idea that if the fucking NSA doesn't say something, like they're infallible, practically a political organization at this point, makes that as the Food and Drug Administration says whatever, gives a fuck. And they put a little thing under your video if you say this. Yeah. Probably encouraging people. Didn't they do that in Facebook years ago? Like, this might not be true or something like that. And they found out people were clicking on it more than when they didn't do it. When they started removing stuff. Just, that's a human condition. If somebody tells you not to do something, you're probably going to, they're hiding something from me. But whatever. In fairness to Logic, maybe he said something off the fucking meat hook that needs to be criticized. And his claims are definitely not in line. And Chud showed that with standard practice, to say the least. I'll leave it at that. All right. Do we have any callers? Nobody's going to want to call in after this. Oh, we do. Actually, who's
yeah, you do.
We got Seth. Hey, Seth.
Hi.
Want some sex therapy?
Yeah, I kind of do, actually. Unironically, I need that very bad.
Do you really?
There's something wrong with
Tell
me,
about
Tommy.
that. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I'm very glad you brought up this video by Marina Joyce, okay? Because I don't know if I've ever told you, but my mom has MS, right?
No, I'm sorry.
And I'm thinking, here's what we do, Tommy, okay?
Send that video.
She gets injections, right? So I'll switch out her medicine for heroin, and then I'll call back in like a month or two, and we'll see what's going on with her, if it's cured. What do you say? We'll make it a stream.
Dr. K doesn't seem to have a problem with it.
No. I mean, he's a doctor. If
he's a doctor.
That's all right.
At Harvard Medical School. What the fuck do you know? Chud Lodge is an idiot.
Can you fucking imagine, though? I call in 2 months, and I'm like, damn, she's cured after I injected heroin into her for 2 months.
Wait,
That'd be
I just looked this
insane.
up. On his website, it says doctorate. On his Wikipedia page, it says that he just has a medical degree.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Does that give you? Oh wow, Dr. Wackadoo.
I was seeing chat, and a lot of people in chat were saying that, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm looking at his official website. Then I go on his like Wikipedia page, and it's like, "Wait, there is no like source."
No one's ever done a exposed video on this guy.
Mr. Go did, but it's Mr. Go.
No.
I think there were there's like fucking. I've watched like probably 4 or 5 videos on him, to be honest. There's a lot of them.
He's a little quacky.
Yeah, but people just get hung up on the Wreckful stuff. Like, that's as far as people go.
Like Wreckful was. I mean, I'm of the belief of some people have the suicide gene and they're going, and nothing you can do.
I mean, he already did. Like, he tried to kill himself a couple of times before he was talking with Dr. K. So I feel like he probably didn't kill him. I think that's a stretch.
Probably didn't help. Probably didn't hurt either. I mean, told him the truth. It's all entertainment.
It's still a little fucked though. If your mate is trying to kill themselves, you should.
I think he said, "This is
do
sure I'll be
something.
your doctor." And as soon as the thing goes off, hey, listen, it's all bullshit. That's all fucked up. I still don't have a problem with. I don't know about him.
And also
That's not
another
a
thing, he
problem.
did like a residency at Harvard, but on his website it's like Harvard trained Dr. K.
He didn't finish it. Well, I guess somebody could tell Wreckful's parents. They fucking cash in. He's Indian. He probably has money.
I am doctor. Thank you. Come again.
I would love to like get to tell him about my chronic
It's like when
masturbation.
Lex Friedman said he like studied at MIT and he just did like a seminar there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want to tell him about my chronic masturbation.
And
I can't keep my hands off my penis. I'm like 47
and
years
everyone
old.
called Lex Friedman Lex Fraudman because of that, but
Lex Friedman. Who's Lex Friedman again? Oh,
Lex Friedman.
Oh wait,
interviewed
he's
with, like,
not
Big Sue.
he's not a MIT guy like he says he is.
No, he did a seminar there, and that's it.
So the whole thing's bullshit with Lex.
Well, he went to Drexel University, which is like.
What's his degree in? What from Drexel? He's so weird. I just assumed he was smart. He's so weird. He's just a weird guy. That's fucking funny.
I gotta see his fucking what he studied in.
I'll take calls. You guys stay in there. I'll take them. If I don't like you, and you have cancer, do homeotherapy, whatever.
Well, Beavers has a lot to say. You want to pull him in?
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Seth. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Please.
Have a good one.
Beeves, what do you got?
Beavers.
Hello?
Hello?
Yo.
My power's out, so I called him on my phone. It's very important.
Okay.
First things is Marina Joyce is probably going to die soon because of that MS thing.
I don't know. She looked pretty peppy to me.
Be in remission.
Or she's lying about having MS. That's another possibility.
I think she's lying because fucking
me too.
Drew,
or she's been misdiagnosed. One of the two. What did Dr. Drew say?
Well, Drew is sharing who openly.
I thought it was Dr. Drew. Drew is sharing. Go ahead.
Well, Drew was like openly. He had like a really bad like year where he was basically a drug addict using hard drugs, and he said he introduced Marina to drugs. Right? She then
public?
went as
hardcore. He said this publicly?
He has a video where he addresses it.
Oh, okay.
There was a bunch of shit that happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she was as hardcore drug addict as he was. He left to go to America, and when he came back, she was still a drug addict. Right? Her brain is fried. If she was doing like what Drew was doing, because the way that Drew describes it, he was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
So she was fried. And
she looked
then
pretty
the
good
other
in the
thing
last
is
video.
that-
She almost, she was. By the way,
don't
sorry I
know.
wasn't around. I was dying.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Fucking, she can do what she wants. I'm a big believer in do what
And
the
then-
fuck you want. I don't give a shit about this influencer whole shit.
Well, and then the other
do
thing
you
I
ever
wanted to say
think
was,
if people are listening to influencers and bad stuff and they're dying, that's happening to them, It's just like natural selection. That's what I think.
Well,
who was the guy that lost a lot of money?
where-
Who was lost a lot of money recently because he fucking listened to something? Was it Boogie or? Oh, it's Jaden. Jalen. Isn't
Jalen, yeah.
Isn't it? I think it's just natural selection, like rearing its head. But like he dodged a bullet. He's not dead. You know. That's the way I see it.
The way that I look at it, this whole homeopathic, holistic shit is like, you know, when you go to the doctor and you have cancer and he says to you, we're not going to operate, you've got 6 weeks, right?
Yeah.
That's when you start shoving every herb under the planet down your throat.
Yeah, why not?
In an attempt to save
Why
yourself.
not? I don't have a problem with that.
But like prior to that,
There
go
are
to your
people
doctor
out there
and do what
that
he
would
tells you to
take
do.
that away from you if they could. I mean, that's how nutty some of these people are. Like,
I mean,
I'm dying,
in
nothing's gonna
Europe's
work.
like that. In the EU, it's like that.
I'm sure.
They wouldn't allow you to
No,
use
I won't let you.
homeopathic.
If you're, even
They'd
if you're
get
fucking,
angry.
even if they gave you 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. That's wrong. I mean, Jesus Christ, if you can fucking sign up to kill yourself in Switzerland, you can take whatever the fuck you want if you're terminal. You know? Yeah.
I don't know. The only time that I have a problem with like what that guy was saying, with like the people, like influencers saying, you know, meditation or something.
Yeah, sure.
Is like in the case of, let's say, like somebody has severe depression, right? Like they're on the edge. Okay. And they're chronic depression. They're right at the end of it. They're functioning on just adrenaline at that point.
Yeah.
And they start up that thing, and instead of going to see their doctor, they listen to this dude
See,
that says,
I
meditation
think
has
you're not
been
giving
shown
those
to help
people enough
sometimes."
agency. I don't think you're giving those people enough agency. I think in a situation like that, it's like I fail to see. It's like those people that fucking got ripped off by Logan Paul. And like, well, he's the best YouTuber ever. Good! I'm glad you lost money, you dipshit. Same thing. Like, if like, I won't go to the doctor, but I'll listen to this one guy that says don't go to the doctor and do this alternative thing. I don't think that's anybody's fucking fault. You have to give a certain amount of agency to the people that decide to do that. You know, maybe it's natural selection.
Sure.
I mean, there has to be some agency. We can't all be responsible for fucking freaks. You know, I'm sorry. It's like, oh, yeah, we have a gun problem in America. Let's take it away from the people that aren't committing crimes. You know, it's the same kind of like logic. You know?
Yeah, and then the other thing that I wanted to say, just to clear it up, is the Indian guy who's a doctor. He has a medical doctorate, which means he's just like he was taught how to do research. That was it.
Probably right.
Yeah, and his
It's not
website's
like-
like really deceiving, but it's like
Yeah, I think
video
I'm kind of convinced in a combination with looking at stuff up and listening to Chud that the guy's fucking quack. You know, I'm kind of convinced now. I stand by the fact I don't have a problem with doctors. And when I see, even like, let's assume he was a doctor, or well, I'm not saying he's, because I don't want to get sued, but let's say he is what he appears to be. I still don't have a problem with it. I only have a problem with it, and I'll be repeating myself. You know when I have a problem with it. I just don't care. You know, and I'm sorry.
Aaron, some things with the mind can really work. You know,
I guess.
I mean, I knew a girl who was an alcoholic, or probably still is. But I haven't met her. I haven't seen her in a while. She was an alcoholic, and she went to a hypnotist. This guy has like a PhD in psychology. Really top-notch guy. Goes to her. He hypnotized her to only be able to drink 2 units of alcohol, and then she would be incredibly ill. Right?
It worked.
And it worked.
Well, I will say this.
but
That
the
sounds
mind
like
is a
bullshit.
strange
That sounds
thing,
like utter bullshit to me. But here's the thing, and this is a fact. My uncle died last year. He was in his 80s. He got hypnotized for smoking in the late 60s, and it lasted to the day he died. So I don't know if it had anything to do with it or not. Maybe he just believed in hypnotism, and that's why. Who cares? It worked, you know. So
I mean,
I believe you.
I had an
I
anger
just
problem.
don't believe that it's necessarily one thing has something to do with the other. And I'm sure like other people get hypnotized and it doesn't work. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. It's like when that guy says, "Oh, there's little evidence," right? Like he says, "There's some evidence." What he means is exactly what you're saying, right? Like, it can work for some people.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like,
See,
I'm
that's
sure
what I
it's
was
a Joe
thinking when he
Schmuck.
said there's like he didn't say scant or there's a little, but that's at this, you know, like this little is none. Like some of the things that Chud said They were little. Little means some, okay? Like, and there was something that has no basis whatsoever in science. It's conclusive, right? There's a difference between little and conclusive. It's a big difference. So, I mean, like, let's get our language right here. You know, otherwise we're just doing what I'm doing now, splitting hairs, you know?
Yeah.
So I think stuff like this language is important. When I hear little, I hear some. So, like, he criticized him saying there was mixed. Well, that sounds like little to me, you know? But, and then some of the stuff he even pointed, there's little evidence for homotheory. And the other thing he read, it's conclusive. I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and pretend to know. And I tell you something, I'm not going to pretend to know by pointing to some fucking document that I can't explain, don't understand, and say this is the truth because science says. That seems like such a cop-out. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with what Chud did, but I mean, I'm not going to take it as absolute. It's not gospel to me. You know, I don't believe in the government. Get the fuck out of here. The NSA? You kidding me?
Well, I mean,
I'll believe in recommendations on how to treat a cold. All right.
Yeah, what that document probably was a review of all the papers that are out there about it.
Anything they say
that they
about
could get
COVID,
their hands
nothing.
on.
If they tell me like, all right, chemotherapy has more of a success rate than homie, all right, I'm going to chemotherapy. All right.
Yeah.
But they're not unquestionable. And they're so
no, they're not unquestionable.
They're so stuck in the way if something worked, they deny it would work if it was working. That's how crazy they are. They're all like maniacs. They think they're gods.
Yeah, I think one of the worst things that's happened, like in recent history, is a lot of people gave up God and they took up science. You know what I mean? Like not to the level that like what you should do, but they treat it like it is a religion.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's
When
infallible.
I hear the worst religions on earth are ones that claim to be secular, like cults. You know, like one of the ones I can think up off the top of my head. Communism, yes, it's religion, and Scientology, and they both claim to be quasi-secular. And by the way, North Korea uses all sorts of spiritual horseshit when they're shoving their communism down your throat too. I mean, the idea that science is infallible, or I should say, science is not fallible. Scientists are fallible.
Yeah,
you know, and I don't think that like me saying that is equivalent of saying like I can drink this vat of cyanide, nothing will happen to me. I don't think it's the same thing. No, but in fairness, like I said, in fairness to Chud, he may have found something, and I do think this guy's goofy, and he convinced me. If he found something dangerous, but I have like the ivermectin thing. That's like the greatest, most recent example. You know, and I think what Chud's concerned about is this guy is telling people he's a doctor, and he's not doing stuff a doctor would do. Hey, did I tell you what happened to me when I had my I'll take more calls. Hang in there. I'm taking more calls. Everybody's in there. I will clear it out. If you go in there now,
I got a dip. Tell me.
Yeah, get out of here. I got it.
Later.
Because I got another stream after this. What the fuck? What the fuck was I talking about? I got confused when Matt left.
Ivermectin.
No, it wasn't I was. Oh, when I think I told you this. And by the way, I'm not saying any of this shit's true. I have no idea. What do I do the Jimmy Dore thing? Take the safe, the very safe, what you call it, vaccines. When I was waiting to get my angioplasty, and you're literally like on an assembly line here for angioplasty, and the woman right in front of the doctor, the nurse, not a doctor, said to me, "I have to let you know that I am proudly unvaccinated." I was like, "Lady, they're gonna be digging in my heart. I don't give a fuck if you're unvaccinated, right?" Well, she just wanted to say, "I want to let you know that I'm proudly unvaccinated." And she's saying this right in front of the doctor, and he's just doing his thing and setting up his shit to fucking go digging around and put a stint in my heart. And I asked her, I go, "Why did you tell me that?" I'm because I really don't care. I got my own problems, and it basically turned into, "I think you're here because you took the vaccine." Now, I have no idea if she's telling the truth or not. And when I question her like that, I go, "You seeing a lot more guys my age?" I mean, because look, I'm going to take care of myself. It could have nothing to do with the vaccine. In fact, more than likely it doesn't. And she said, she goes, "Let's just say business is good." Right in front of the doctor. He didn't correct her. He didn't tell her to shut up. Nothing. Now, she sees more people than I do. And she says there was a difference prior to COVID and a different answer after COVID. No, there's no scientific basis to justify or prove what she says. But if she's there and she's seeing it, it's either a mass coincidence or she's lying in front of her boss.
I think...
That's
I don't
what
know.
you
I
said
would
to
think
me.
that
You know?
it's less so the vaccine, I would think, and I would like if I think about it
It could be more the
logically.
fact that I'm fat and I smoke like a chimney all my whole life too.
Well, you're at the age where it's going to happen.
Yes.
And also she could.
But there's a lot. There's a lot. He was saying there's a lot of guys showing up with it 30s, 40s, way before people in shape. That's what she was saying to me. Wink, wink, in front of the doctor. I don't know. She did seem a little kooky. The fact that she said that to me felt kooky, but that happened. That 100% happened. I swear, my kids. Is it true? I don't know. Was she lying? I don't know. Was she not lying and she is wrong? I don't know. But here's what I do know. If she's right, and I go look at the NSA, German version of NSA, and it's saying that's not happening, I don't believe them either. You know, my father told me something a long time ago. Like, the Eskimos claim that killer whales come up out of the fucking and they pull, they pull polar bears. They hit from under the ice, boom, bring them down. There is no scientific evidence to back that up. It has never been filmed. It has never been witnessed. All of it. But the Eskimos say it happens. You know what? I might go with the Eskimos on that one. See what I mean? They're there. Happy slappy white boy that does a fucking a month over there isn't.
Sure.
I have this picture of the guy from Jaws, the Louis Dreyfus's character from Jaws. You know, being there. Well, time to go home. And as soon as he goes home, the killer whale pulls the fucking polar bear in. I saw a killer whale do something that it's not supposed to be able to do. He used to I saw this killer whale do this crazy fucking thing. They were feeding him. He didn't eat the fish that were thrown in his mouth, and he spit them out so a bird would go eat them. And this pelican goes boom, 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 and he eats the pelican. He baited it. That's a high-level intelligence. They're not supposed to have that. He baited the pelican, so he ate the pelican. It was one of these killer whales that like live in a fucking enclosure. And there's lots of things that it's not that. Like I said, science is valuable. People are valuable. And the way science looks at things, if you can't prove it, if you can't see it, if you can't touch it, it doesn't exist. And I don't know. It doesn't leave you open for too much new shit. Just logically. So that's why I don't have a problem with, even if Dr. K wasn't a bit quacky.
I think it's like you say, it's the people that are wrong sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's the same with.
I don't think there's a mass amount of characters like deliberately fucking lying. I think they suffer from the human condition like everybody else. You know?
Yeah, you should probably go see it. If you have a serious medical problem, you should probably go see.
I mean, how many times have we seen?
Because they will give you different things.
Yeah. How many times have we seen YouTubers? They're human beings, right? Like double down on shit they know is fucking true. Double down, untrue, excuse me. Yeah. Untrue, right? A million times to get themselves in trouble. You mean to tell me that doctors are above that human pride? Get the fuck out of here. You really do have a religion. You really do have a religion for science if you believe that. That's crazy.
Well, the other thing that I wish people would realize, right, is that doctors don't know that much about what they do, right? And when I say that, I mean that a doctor kind of just follow a GP that most of us will deal with.
Yeah,
right?
Just follow the flow. My doctor told me that.
What?
That you can't, like when you have a medical doctor like him, you can't be specialized in like any one thing. Like you basically go what other people study. He looks up a lot of stuff and this is how to do it. And then other times he has personal experience with what works.
Yeah, you know? And at most, like for example, at most universities, when you're studying to become a doctor, they have your tests during the year. You just need to maintain a certain percentage because there's just so much for you to learn and so much for you to know, right? That you can't do it.
Yeah, you can't possibly.
So they're
do it.
generalists. They're
Yeah, they look
generalists.
shit up. If they don't know something, they look it up. But I mean, like, if you have an experienced doctor,
Yeah.
doctor's been 20 years, he knows what to do without looking it up because just by sheer experience, you know. And a lot of times those doctors recommend, like I've had doctors do this. Like, look, there's no basis for this, but I have personal experience with it working. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to listen to my doctor. I don't want a doctor to double yeah, the book says this. Let's talk about something that's not, you know, potentially fatal either. When the book says this, and I've had experience not doing what the book says and it had success, I want to listen to the doctor. Whether it's in the book or not. Because if you do, you know, you get these bullshit like COVID. Well, the government says.
Well, I mean, it's also kind of like even if you do like lab
worse
work,
in the UK. The doctors are directly tied
it.
into the government.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
like
conflict
with a
of
lot
interest
things, there's where
there.
the book tells you to do it, and then there's the effective way of doing it.
Yes, that's what
Right.
I'm
With a lot
not
of
saying
things
that's what
works
Dr. K's doing, but I don't know, this stuff interests me. Marina Joyce, people are like, what the fuck did I turn it into? All right, get out of here, Beavers. Bye. Let's see. Ghost Gaming, you're on the air. What do you want?
Oh, yeah.
Don't bore me.
Hey, what's up, Tommy?
What do you want?
Right now, I'm at Marina Joyce's temple, man. This place is cool.
Yeah, what do you do?
There's a
Tell
bunch
me
of-
something funny. Come on, hurry up.
All right, man. I'm smoking some crack right now.
All right, good. All right, enjoy your
Amazing.
crack. Have a good day, sir. Bye.
Get out of
What? Sinister Net or whatever. Sinternet. Go ahead.
Hey, Tommy, I'll keep it quick because I don't have much to say. I
Sure.
just want to tell you, I've been saying this for a while. Marina Joyce is fucking hot as hell.
Yeah, she's fine.
Like, I needed someone else to say it. 'cause
Well,
I've been
I
saying
need
it,
to look in a
some
medical
people
book
are-
to see if it's true or not.
Listen, I'm a doctor of pussy. And I can say, medically, she's fucking hot.
That pussy's
as hell.
fine. Yeah.
All right?
Listen, what are you, like
She's a
16
goddess
and
of
talking
me.
to me like that?
That's what I'll say.
How old are you?
21.
Oh, you better be. Bye. Doctor of pussy. Probably 16. I'm the pussy doctor. Yeah. You imagine like there's some like weird guy out there and he's like, you have the smarts to be a doctor and he's got some kind of fucking vaginal like fetish beyond normal and becomes a gynecologist, can't control himself.
Harold Shipman of gynecology.
Yeah, there you go. Harold Shipman. Why do I know that name?
Harold Shipman, famous serial killer who was a doctor. He would just like.
Oh, the one in the UK. That guy. He
Yes.
probably killed more people than anybody.
Yeah, he has the highest kill count on any.
There was a guy in St. Barnabas in New Jersey. He was a serial. I probably think I went there when he was there. He's fucking killing people left and right. You know what's really awful? When they suspect one of these nurse angel of deaths of doing something, they don't get them right away because they need like 100% proof. So they got to lose like 10, 12 people before they can nail the guy. It's really awful.
The way Shipman was found was because I watched a documentary on it. Apparently, it was just some taxi driver because all his people that he would regularly get were all these old people, and it's like, oh, I'm just going after Harold Shipman, and they all just die.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
why
watched
is
the whole
there
thing
this
on
pattern
that.
here? And
It's
he
like-
was the guy who thought there was.
Do you know who I think that the most creative serial killer of all time was?
What?
Dr. Jack Kevorkian.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. He was one of these, and he was wacky too. He was one, and all the lefties got behind him and stuff. He was one of these pro self-termination guys, or what do you call it? Euthanasia guys?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, everybody got behind him politically. Think this is the right thing to do, blah, 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 blah. Hey, fucking, before he died, they found some fluky ones. I do. And I remember him acting like he dressed like a, I think one of the court cases, he dressed like a, like American Revolutionary in one of them, and he was acting up, and I remember thinking, this guy's fucking the Joker. This guy's crazy. Like, that's not the way to act. That's the way a doctor would act. This isn't. You'd figure you'd take this shit dead seriously, but he was like the wacky, happy, I'm putting you down guy.
Yeah, he would say like I think a famous thing is like dying is not a crime, which if he's killing them.
Killing them is a crime. No, but he would go and then set the thing up, and then you had to push the button, right? I think they found a few that were fluky. If I'm not mistaken, and then he died before they could throw him in prison.
Yeah.
Because he beat the rap a few times. I always thought that guy was a serial killer. And he just found a way to do it in the open, which is what all these guys, these serial killers want. But he was a doctor, so we should all listen. Dr. Fucking, we gotta listen. He's a doctor. He's a scientist. Yeah. So is Dr. Mangala. But he's a scientist. What do you got to say? But that's different. Really? You're basically saying they're infallible. I'm sitting there giving an example of their fucking being like wacky.
Yeah.
I know. I'm a very skeptical person in general, so.
Sure.
But I'm all for people trying whatever the fuck they want, as long as it doesn't like bring harm to anyone. And not like, well, if he said it on a fucking podcast, and therefore you have to censor people. Now, I'm not going for that either. Okay, here's the dilly. First of all, I'll do Pats now. I'm doing another stream right after this. You can check it out. You can participate or not. It's really a test. We're gonna start doing game streams and radio streams here. We're gonna shot from the point radio. I'll be playing actual music. I don't think I'll get kicked off. It'll be sort of a DJ thing. And I think sometimes when you're waking up in the morning, you can turn into DJ Tommy C. Hi, this is the top 40 countdown. Do fucking hip hop day, rock day, new metal day, old metal day. We'll do a bunch of stuff. I'll put a whole playlist together.
I'm really bad at explaining things.
Talk about drama in between songs. I need somebody draw me an animation for Shot from the Point Radio. Some kind of animation there. Something that loops. With me on the radio. Yeah, I think it would be cool.
Sure.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun. I'll put that in, and then you kind of got me working on a video. Well, I haven't worked on it. You did the work. I just haven't done anything, which is pretty typical. So that. So if you see a notification for a game stream, pop in. Help me out if you want to. If there's nothing else going on, and tell me if this is working, that's working, and the other thing's working. Yeah, and I think that would be super. In fact, you're gonna see, because I got to try something so I can turn, if I have to turn the stream on and off. I don't want to make a new stream every time. It's gonna come up as SFTP radio. So you're gonna see the the old thumbnail if you haven't seen it in years, and then it's all getting deleted after this. So you want to come in, hang out, be testing games, cameras, all sorts of stuff, and it should be fun. Let's go to the Pats. Shout out the Pats. I am Oatbag, Rexon, St. Cloud, Cody, Everborn, Nesquik. Do you ever have strawberry quick?
No.
Makes me sick, like strawberry quick.
Oh shit.
That's a famous bar from House of Pain. Reynold Hughes, Tommy C's Cats, and Picklington. Want your shit read? Give me $10 a month. Don't be a fucking cheap prick. Also be taking calls on the side. I'll be doing all sorts of stuff in the next hour or so. And I'll be probably smoke the rest of this fucking thing.
Oh shit.
With
okay.
my
strawberry quick methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine. Yeah. Kiwi passion fruit guava. It's probably what gave me goddamn stint in my heart. I know. What do you think of that? The doctor, the nurse said she really shouldn't have done that, should she?
No.
But she did it for the doctor. That's so weird. It's not like he didn't speak English. I know.
That's interesting. I've never heard of something even like that happening. So.
Yeah, I'm in Germany too. They're really straight-laced, you know. She didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe the doctor was recording it. Finally, I'm getting rid of this bitch. I'll get rid of this crazy bitch. Yeah. All right. Video games. Upcoming. SFTP radio test. Real soon. On OBS. Woo! Thanks for all the things you've been writing me and saying and all that stuff. I got the itchies. I have itchies. All the best. Thanks for all the donos. From Ben Astor to Nick Diorio to Primink. Latchkey Goth Boy. Beavers. All you jerks that call. And the pussy doctor. So, oh, God, before I end this, I got to show that. You can see the point when I start talking about this shit. I don't care.
It was interesting.
I do what I want. I don't know. How much drama can I do? I'm a grown-ass man.
Final season.
You know what it is? I really got to watch Chud. Chud's really good. I really got to watch him more often. He's good. Destiny's Next Girlfriend. I'm seeing all these things from a while back. It's too funny. Oh, man. So all the best to everybody. I love you. And if you're over 18, I want to sleep with you. Bye-bye.